make judgments.
I'm gonna stop you flat. I'm sorry, yo.
That's an inside joke for what do you call it?
Oh man.
My grandmama. She says nonsense like that. Okay. Yeah. The funny thing is I wanted to it's funny because I really wanted to do like conspiracy theories at one point. And the funny now it pops up. Piece of shit. Come on, fucking nerves. I wanted to do conspiracy theory talk, right? And what ends up happening is that let me just test this. Let me just test this out before I begin because this thing was acting crazy. Fucking nerves.
It looks good on my end.
My grandma, and what ends up happening is that let me just test this. All right, cool. No, I know it looks good, but I don't care about what it looks like. I care about what it sounds like. If it sounds like shit like the last time, man, I'm gonna be pretty crossed. All right. So that being said, right, I wanted to do like a conspiracy theory type situation, right? On a podcast that I've done before, and nobody likes talking about that shit at all. Nobody likes talking about it. Backlash. They don't want the backlash, and they don't want to critically think. Like, I have my own podcast that I'm going to do on Saturday. It's going to talk about like these fucking, for instance, wearing a mask, right? Mm-hmm. The whole time they told us that we were supposed to wear something over our faces, a cloth or whatever the case is. And their reasoning for saying this is because they didn't want us to take the N95 mask away from the nurses. And then as things became more readily available, they've been saying, yeah, you can wear the cloths. And of course, people will capitalize on it, make little designs and all this other BLM and all the other crap that they do. And it comes to find out, like, after almost 2 years, they were like, yeah, that doesn't work. Mind you,
none of it works to an extent, but
well, it's extremely. They were like, it's more like facial decorations. I believe the person that was in that's what they were saying. The person that was part of the CDC. A virus size, for the most part, especially if it's in the same family, is going to be the same size. So if the truth was that it was going to block droplets, it's not going to change. So that means the whole almost 2 years it didn't even fucking work. So that really irritates me. And then now they're like, yeah, we're 2 of them. Yeah, we're going to get to a point where we're going to be like, we're 5 of them, and just don't breathe at all, and you won't catch it. Like, come on, man. Like, when is this shit? Anyway, we have a couple of different. Yeah, go on.
It's really serious here. The mask stuff. It's crazy.
It's like you try to tell people this shit, yo. I'm gonna follow you too. Maybe you have some insights. I like speaking about conspiracy theories and shit like that too.
I just look around on Twitter, honestly. I just like videos and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's you seem like the person that kind of likes knowledge, and that's cool. Yeah. I want to make sure that let me just make sure this is up here too.
Do you listen to? There's a podcast that I listen to that's very good, very funny comedian, Tim Dillon.
I heard about him.
You should listen to him a lot. He's got some very good insights. Very realist kind of guy.
I just want I just want to basically state just critical thinking. You know what I mean? So anyway, we have a couple of topics to talk about. Without further ado, we want to get started. I'm sorry for the rough beginning. I don't know what the hell was going on. But the shit was recording, and then YouTube didn't decide to put it up there. Then Twitter didn't decide to put the fucking thing up there, the notification. So, boy, whatever. So, 3 topics. The first topic is, are the rumors true? And we're going to be kind of exploring some rumors that were spoken about in terms of, the PlayStation 5, like some kind of outlandish shit. And some of these rumors are becoming truth at this point in time. I believe, Kim, what was the most recent rumor? Oh, the VR for Horizon. That's been floating around for a while. And some other rumors has been confirmed to be true. And it's just kind of crazy that it's like that now, So I wanted to touch up on some rumors. But before we go on to there, I want to also talk about who's requesting Nelson. Okay. I want to talk about the other topics. which is about PlayStation and its swag. You know, why do people even like PlayStation at all? At all? Like, what's the reasoning for PlayStation success? So that's what we're going to be kind of really kind of exploring. And last but not least, we talk about an off-topic subject, specifically about like almost red pill type situation. What can a man offer a woman? There's been a lot of red pill stuff talking about how women are bad. Women can't bring anything to the table. We want to kind of take a different spin on that. We all know our reality and how there's entitlement across the board with certain groups of people. But we want to kind of enrich ourselves and say to people, what can we bring? What do we bring to the table? So we know what do we bring to the table and be able to use that as, ammunition in case anybody states that we don't bring anything to the table. So we want to explore that. But again, continuing on what we were going to talk about for the first topic here, there has been a couple of different rumors, and now I'm starting to think, I truly believe at this point, some of this shit may be true. So I'm going to give you a list of stuff that some of these rumors. There was a Legends of Dragoon rumor that was going to be completely remade. We're hearing now that there's some sort of RPG that's going to be remade. Silent Hills, that's supposed to be made for the PlayStation. Again, that rumor's always been floating around. PlayStation Home, if you were around for the PS3 era, yeah, they've been saying that was going to come back. The Getaway 3, there's been some rumors about that too. SOCOM has been another rumor made by Guerrilla Games, and so it's Killzone. Another Killzone's coming out. Now we're hearing about The Last of Us remake, which probably will be bundled with the factions. And last but not least, a Bloodborne 2 or a Bloodborne remake by Bluepoint Interactive. What do you guys say about that, Kim?
There were some other rumors, actually, man. A few more on top of that. Because they were even talking about, because there were rumors about Metal Gear coming back as well. I don't know if you mentioned that one, but Metal Gear is coming back. And or at least in some capacity. So there was a rumor, I think I think it was like 3-4 days ago. It was like right around the beginning of the new year. This dude, Tidix or whatever, he made a tweet posting about how there's supposedly there's a new top of that, like because they were even stealth game, quote unquote. And he said according to his tweet, he said it was a mixture between Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid 5. So I don't know, man. I mean,
Sci-Fi filter.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, there were some other, there was another rumor that came out about no, you already touched on the RPG. There was Men in Black game. There was a fucking rumor about a Men in Black game.
I don't think that's a rumor, dude. I think that one's kind of almost confirmed. Basically, it's been. They own that IP. They own that IP.
I don't honestly. This is what I know about Ben Studios, right? And what their next project is going to be. They're supposedly going to hit up. I mean, they're using a lot of the systems that were in Days Gone. So the systems that were in Days Gone, that made Days Gone what it was, is the Horde system, the weather system, and its AI systems. The AI was, there's these encounters, and wildlife could actually hear from a distance. If there were wolves that you heard in the background, they were real wolves. You can locate them sonically in a specific area, and they will run to you. So eventually, if you heard them, it would take real time. It would get to you. So that was a thing. That doesn't sound like Men in Black at all.
Yeah, on top of that too, man. The AI in Days Gone. By the way, game sold over 8 million copies. It's fucking amazing. But anyway, there was another part of the AI where the horde, as far as the hordes are concerned, where they kind of like followed their own like natural path. You know what I mean? Like daily routine kind of thing, where they kind of like drank water and they slept in certain places and stuff like that. So I don't know, man.
None of that sounds like Men in Black.
It really doesn't.
So that's what we do know. That's what they. That's no doubt that it's being made by something. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny too. Going back to Horizon, Fire Sprite was doing something. They said that they were going to make it, but again, a lot of these are coming from like, what do you call that shit again? LinkedIn and all this other stuff, and it's kind of like telltale in terms of what they're doing. So a lot of these rumors are kind of linked to job postings and whatnot. I don't know. That guy just jumped in there and asked that and bounced. Okay.
That motherfucker dipped, yo. As soon as
he wanted to talk about conspiracy theories and shit like that. And to be honest with you, I'm not even mad at it. If you're not interested in it, that's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. But you know what I'm upset about in terms of that? It's because I always want to do like a conspiracy theory thing, and then it never fucking works in the gaming community. Y'all motherfuckers are lemmings and sheeple that jump clean off the fucking cliff. You guys believe that Days Gone was shitty because of reviews. You guys believe that Red Dead Redemption 2 was great because of reviews. You jump off a fucking cliff. I'm sorry. That annoyed me. Not him, but the fact on how the gaming industry are just fucking sheeple. That's what they are.
I'm not even gonna lie, man. I do kind of feel like some sense of like vindication over Days Gone.
It was always a great game. It was always a great. Here's the problem with Days Gone, right? And this is the stark contrast, because I think, I don't know if it was Game Tight or I think it was Sticks. He mentions that, and he had so much vitriol for the game, and he was like, "Well, he's bitching about the game not selling well, right?" I mean, here's the thing. Sony is all about image right now. This is why a lot of their games are moving into political correctness as it is. You know what I'm saying? And some of the things, the image, they don't want that smoke from social media, because there's a lot of squeaky ass wheels on Twitter specifically, and on video game forums like NeoGAF. So you're going to get these places they're just loud as shit, and they never even liked the fucking game. That's why what's that one Star Wars movie?
Which one?
The one that no one liked. The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, right?
I think it was the Return of Skywalker. Actually, both of them. I think they hated both.
They both won, but I think I think the starter was that one. Everybody was clapping like seals, at least the media, about like the fucking game was fucking great, or movie was great, and then nobody fucking watched it. You know what I'm saying? Then people always use this. Well, Captain Marvel did $1 billion. Yeah, because it was a part of the fucking Infinity Saga. Yeah, that's why. People wanted to see what it was, and then it was a shit movie.
Didn't that movie get like a fucking... the Rotten Tomato score for that movie got so low that they had to literally stop people from...
because people couldn't believe that they saw that piece of shit. It had nothing to add into the fucking thing. And I love the fact that Thanos punched that bitch out the fucking movie. She never came back after he headbutted her. She never came back. I liked it.
Yo, man, when we heard rumors about Captain Marvel possibly killing Thanos, like in Endgame, I was like, yo, bro. And then the way she flew in, man, I was like, bro, these motherfuckers are really gonna do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
She flew in, he headbutted her the first time, and she was like, yeah, motherfucker, you toxic fucking male. Fuck you, bitch. You incel. And he fucking pulled out the Power Stone and bopped that bitch out the movie. I'm glad he did it. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know. Then they had their own feminist shit that they came out the fucking portal and shit like that. All little women and shit. I'm like, come on, dude. Anyway, going back to that. Lemmings, y'all motherfucking gamers are fucking lemons. You guys are fucking, you rotate around these fucking digital foundries when it suits you, or these reviews when it suits you, or whatever the case is. And I was telling you motherfuckers a long time ago that that's a slippery fucking slope. To rely on these motherfuckers, you continue to fucking rely on these people. In terms of Days Gone, the problem with Days Gone was there were bugs at the beginning, but every game has a fucking day one patch. And you know what? Y'all lapped up other games that had fucked up bugs like Skyrim, where the dragon was fucking moonwalking in the sky backwards. Y'all didn't have a problem with that shit, did you? Or the game was running at 15 fucking frames a second. You didn't have problems with that, did you? Or all of a sudden...
Even Cyberpunk, man, because that game got rave reviews, man. You know what I mean?
And then here comes Young Year comes strolling in there talking about something. It's a great game. And then when he saw the backlash, he fucking double backed on that shit, said it was terrible. We need to do better. That's the type of bullshit. I'm telling you, that shit's dangerous. for people. And I say it's dangerous because, again, that made those developers walk the fuck out. All that fucking work. And I'm sure there's some internal shit that was going on too, as to why Sony didn't want to say anything. It was also released around The Last of Us, and it was zombies. And on top of it, people were stacking up with the whole, why are the zombies white? They were just white. How come there's no diversity in the zombies? They were saying all types of crazy shit. Oh, he looked at his wife's ass. Oh, he calls her a lady. All this other shit that had nothing to do about gameplay.
Didn't they even get on the fact that he was a white dude?
They said he was a gruff white male. That's what they ended up saying. He was a gruff white dude. And that's how they fucking ran with that shit. And it was so much fucking political bullshit with the fucking game. Despite the fact that they had a lesbian, is not what the fuck y'all wanted. There was a lesbian in the fucking story. And she was a black one, and it was an Indian, and it was interracial. But no, they want to focus on white zombies, which they explain that they're fucking albinism. Because of the fucking rabies mutation. That's what the fuck that was. You know what I'm saying? There was that, but nobody wanted to play the fucking story because guess what? A little girl didn't fucking die in the beginning. They didn't pull your fucking heartstrings. You know what I'm saying? It was a gruff white male. That's what the fuck it was. And so what ended up happening was because of all this shit about the white knights and the SJW shit, and on top of it, The Last of Us was getting horrible flack and shit like that. They decided to close. They didn't want to say anything about this fucking game. They closed their fucking lips.
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Days Gone, it had issues when it came out. You know what I mean? Obviously,
it did have issues, but it also had issues depending on your PlayStation 4's hard drive health.
I mean, even aside from that, man, because I know the reviewers had the game before the day one patch.
That was a disclosure. They disclosed it.
I know
they said that this is early, and that's how a lot of early builds are. Is they don't take this shit at face value. And what they do, they took it at face value. Either way, Cyberpunk didn't even fucking work, and they still gave it. So you can't really say that it was that either. It was some political bullshit that was tied to the fucking game.
Oh, trust me, man. I know. That's how I felt when they reviewed Uncharted 3, man. You know how I feel about that game, but the game got like perfect scores when it came out, back in like 2011 or some shit like that. And it was all because of hype. You know what I'm saying?
It was about it was about graphics, and it was about hype, and it was the previews that they made it. They aligned those previews to be, to be provocative, They made it look like Sully was gonna die in that shit too. They was like, I'm too old for this shit, and all the other fucking shit that they had in that fucking game. They had all the shit. But what I was gonna say is about Days Gone before we're going back into the rumors and shit like that. Resident Evil never had a great story. Like never. Ever. It was very rudimentary. They found the fucking T cell that they kind of went into cordyceps and shit like that, right? And it spread, and you supposed to just fucking leave the city most of the time, rescue a few cops and leave the fucking city every single fucking time. It never was that great. Nobody ever talks about the fucking story because you know why? Because jump scares. That's why. And it's easy enough gameplay. You don't gotta think too fucking much. You know what I'm saying? No one has said anything about it. Of course, I'm sorry. Capcom is related to this shit, so Capcom can really do no wrong unless it's something that can give you some ratings. Oh, they put the DLC on the fucking disc. How could they do that? The fuck up.
That's why I'm not even like, especially over the last year or so, man. Like I have really been against the idea of Metacritic because it's just so misleading, man. Like because what people will do is they'll just look at the score and they'll automatically kind of like either brush it off or whatever the case, just solely based off of the score. Like they won't look into the details on what the game is like. And it happens on both ends. Like, don't get me wrong. Like it happens on both sides, but since Days Gone is kind of like the topic, that we're talking about right now, there was plenty of information that came out after the game launched that the game was doing fine in terms of sales. Like, because I know NPDs doesn't give you like specific numbers, but they were what they were doing was they were actually comparing the NPDs to other games that were doing well as well. And one of the games that did well around that time period was Sekiro, however you guys pronounce it. And if you guys didn't know, and I did a lot of research on this shit, man, because I was like, yo, this game, I know this game did better than what people thought. Sekiro had, I think it sold over like 5 million copies at the time. And this was at, I think this was at like the beginning of like 2020 or some shit like that. They had came out with some information that game had sold over 5 million. And throughout the entirety of 2019, when Days Gone came out, that Days Gone was beating Sekiro and NPDs the whole fucking year. So I was like, there's no way that this game is any less than 5-6 million sales. You know what I'm saying? Copies. So, yeah.
You want to know, coming on top of this shit too, this is how like Metacritic is stupid. If you ever participated in a forum, right, a video game forum, like NeoGAF or Resetter or one, GameFAQs, people tend not to read shit. You could say something in the thread's name, and then you can explain in more detail because you only have so many characters to make a title, and then you can explain in detail, and people would just go based off of the fucking name of the title and just say, "You're wrong. How could you say that?" And it's like, did you read the fucking shit? It happens with YouTube. People like. I guarantee you it's going to happen with this one. Are the rumors true? You don't know what you talking about. What the fuck are you talking about? How about you watch the fucking video? You know what I'm saying? So when you see a Metacritic, you see a fucking number. People run to these numbers like there's context, and people don't want to learn. Like they don't want to look into any fucking thing. It's annoying. I mean, it's very annoying.
It is annoying, man, and it happens a lot. And I honestly, bro, I really would kind of like Metacritic to kind of take a back seat, man, in a lot of ways, because I feel like it's just so toxic, man, in a lot of ways. Because it just validates stupidity. That's what it is. It validates fanboyism. It validates all of that shit. And it does, and to be honest with you, these reviewers get paid all the fucking time. You remember that one guy? He never even fucking played the game. I think it was either Cuphead or some game. You could even jump over a block. Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
And yet here he goes reviewing shit. Then you had other people. This happened a couple of years ago. He just took somebody's YouTube video. He was from IGN, I believe. Took his whole fucking review and reworded that shit. And then he got caught. These motherfuckers don't play. I don't even like you people put too much stock into fucking like reviews. That shit don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I know people know this. They use it to prove a point.
I mean, I think it has its purpose in a way. You know what I mean? Because obviously not everybody's gonna want to buy a product like right offhand. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of do research on what the game is looking like and, what other people think about it. So, I mean, in that sense, like, but then again, even with that, man, it's still kind of fucked up, man, because like when you look at Metacritic, right, like people can just literally come in, just some random fuck can come in and leave a score. You know what I'm saying? And then the people who review the games, like you look at their site and shit, and you be like, who the fuck is this guy? I never heard of this motherfucker, And
fucking, some
dusty ass hole in the wall.
YouTube spy reviewed this game. It's like, who?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Even if the Metacritic, even if they had integrity, which they don't.
They don't.
People don't even want to read the reviews. They want a brief summary or a synopsis, and they keep it the fuck moving. I don't want to read all that shit. Give me the truncated version of what the fuck you're talking about. I don't want to hear nothing because I just want to prove a point.
Bro, I think literally the majority of people listen to probably just a few people, man. Like IGN, probably like GameSpot and Digital Foundry, you know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys when they kind of like break down the games and the reviews and shit like that. And if I don't know if I know you noticed this, man, but IGN, man, they make some of the worst fucking reviews ever, bro. I mean, like what they'll do is they'll just kind of be like, instead of actually reviewing the game, like someone like ACG. I like ACG because he actually like breaks down like what works in the game, and he does it in like different categories and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Skill Up, even him, like he's okay too. But IGN, what they'll do is they'll be like, Yeah, man, the game was so much fun, and it was just such an interesting story, and it was, I'm like, that's not a fucking review. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have a review, you're supposed to break down what the game does, what it doesn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Oops, my bad.
You know what I'm saying? What it could do better with, its strengths and its weaknesses, the quality of the game. Like there's a lot of shit that goes into like a good review. That's why I don't really listen to them motherfuckers anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't have any integrity, man. I think like a lot of people, on the internet. Because it seems like nowadays, man, especially, it's gotten even fucking worse, man. A lot of people, what they do is they kind of like make their fucking titles based off of clout. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what happened with Days Gone too, man. Because a lot of people.
You remember that one guy? He got a review copy or a review unit of the new PS5s. It's bad. It's worse. No scientific evidence proving that it was worse. People just for likes. Anyway,
clicks, man.
Let's get to these topics, man. So yeah, I decided to make this topic because I was really curious at first. A lot of these things happened a long time ago. These reveals and stuff like that. So I didn't know what to think about these rumors about PlayStation 5. We've been hearing Silent Hill for I don't know how long. There's been even linked to Blue Box or Blue Balls, whatever you want to call them. The thing is, don't forget either as well. Blue Box is still going to have like in the first quarter of this year. They're going to have like a reveal of what the fuck that game is. Supposedly, allegedly,
yeah.
whether it's connected to Silent Hill or not. You know what I'm saying? It's neither here or there. But I'm curious about the PlayStation Home situation. They renewed that IP. For whatever fucking reason. I mean, I know,
Damn, that rumor was a while ago. Not like a long time ago, but it was a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most likely it's going to happen, especially with all the stuff that they're going to say. Discord.
Yo, I mean, if the PlayStation Home thing is true, man, then shit, they might, even the fucking, the backwards compatibility thing might be true too, man, to some extent. I hope it is. I really do. Because
there's a lot of things. Yeah, go on. I bet.
No. That was pretty much it. No, because I was just going to mention about the patent and stuff. But we all know about that shit, man.
Maybe some people don't.
Yeah, I mean, it was around the same time. I think it was like the first quarter of 2021, or like right around like Ratchet, when Ratchet came out, like around that time frame. There was another rumor about Sony bringing back backwards compatibility because there was a patent going around that they were using some sort of like emulation software to emulate their games. So we don't that was about the gist of it. We haven't really heard anything, but I mean, fuck. You said, I mean, I don't remember the rumor, but you said that the rumor before about this Horizon VR game, right, came out before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I mean, there could be some validity to it, man, and I really hope it. I hope it is, man, for sure, because I really think that would definitely fill out the, kind of like the catalog of the PlayStation 5. So,
well, what about the Legends of Dragoon, that RPG that's being remade?
There was not actually like a rumor specifically stating Legend of Dragoon. Like everybody kind of assumed that it was Legend of Dragoon, but nobody really said that it was Legend of Dragoon. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just an assumption from the fan base.
What RPG though?
They didn't say. They just said it was just an RPG that was in development, supposedly in development. I mean, a lot of people keep assuming because Legend of Dragoon was like a cult, I guess you could say like a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? That would probably be the one to come back, and it's highly like demanded. You know what I'm saying? But there was never really like a.
So your ass may be mended.
So your ass may be mended. Nah.
Yes, I got it. I got the perfect. I'm using YouTube on my TV to find this. To make sure that the sound is great. And I can check periodically what's going on.
Yo,
yes.
You
huh?
You corny, yo.
A smart nigga I am.
You a corny motherfucker, yo.
That way I can close this out. Okay. Okay, cool. And it sounds great. It looks great too on the TV. It looks.
I mean, anything with my pretty face is gonna look great. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
you almost broke the fucking system. What about PlayStation Home? Because Facebook is doing their own thing.
Oh yeah, with the meta shit.
Mm-hmm. Yo, he look ugly as shit, yo. Fucking, they had like his what's the guy's name again?
Jim Ryan.
No, the guy that created Facebook.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I swear to God, yo, that nigga's an alien. That's a weird looking dude, yo. I mean, I know that's a conspiracy theory. That's a rumor for you. He people say he's an alien. I think he is. The reptile.
The reptile people came and invaded the earth. What was his name? Stephen A. Everybody thinks, or all the conspiracy theorists think he's a reptilian too. So
not only that, but like when they had him in court, this motherfucker kept drinking water. Yo, I was like, "What's wrong with him? What happened?"
Thirsty.
He's like, "I need water." SOCOM is another thing that was kind of like, there's a huge rumor that Guerrilla Games is making that shit. And you do know that Guerrilla Games is making something that's competitive. So it's either a Killzone or it's either a SOCOM.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they're working on, man. Like low key.
Annoying fan. Who are you? Don't play dumb with me. I'll follow you. So there's that. I'm itching for another Killzone. I need it.
Honestly, bro, I feel like it might be more likely that they might make a newer IP, man, than bring back Killzone.
I don't know.
It's kind of hard to say, man, but I mean, I almost feel like if they do bring something back, it's probably going to be like more than likely a game like SOCOM. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think Killzone obviously was a good franchise, but I think in order to really like make that franchise like really pop like they wanted to, at least in terms of like a mainstream value or whatever the case, they're gonna have to revamp the game a little bit, man. A lot of it, actually.
Revamp it in what way? Why do you always talk in these weird ass cryptic, fucking nebulous? How are you gonna do it?
Do you not see my name, motherfucker? Well, first of all, I think they need to change the controls, man. Because it was very, very like floaty. You know what I'm saying?
I believe heavy is the word.
That motherfucker was bro. I went back to play Killzone 2.
That motherfucker felt like he was like 400 pounds, yo.
Bro, I shit you not, man. It felt like I was walking through lard, man.
That would be heavy. That's not floaty. Floaty is fucking Little Big Planet.
Well, heavy. Okay. All right, nigga, heavy. But yeah, it was really slow. And don't get, bro. I like the game too because I love the atmosphere for the game and stuff like that, man. It was cool. It was really cool, man. But the fucking controls, man. It's just so fucking slow.
Well, that's the way that they wanted the game to play. I mean, but you know what? You played The Last of Us. That was slow as shit too, and had horrible input latency. I wonder why you like that game. Was it because of the girl dying in the beginning?
Are you talking about the first one or the second one?
Well, both. You like the first one better.
Yeah, I like the first one infinitely better.
Sounds like you just like the story.
No.
You haven't mentioned anything gameplay wise. Every time you mention The Last of Us, it's always something story related. So
Bro, what are you talking about, man? I told you.
When did you say anything about the story? Yeah, I mean about the game.
About
you have never said. You have never said, "Man, I like when you shoot. It really has that kickback, and I like how the heads explode." And you know what it was about? Oh, fuck, yo. I like that when Joe met his brother, he was like, "Don't you talk to me like that again. Well, you won't be the last time."
That scene was awesome, though, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was one of my favorite scenes, if not my favorite scene in the game. But nah, man, you know what? I remember back when The Last of Us first came. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When that game first came out, man, I wasn't on the wave like everybody else was. You know, because I was busy playing Uncharted 2 at the time. But
you want to know something too? Uncharted 2's gameplay loop, right? Cutscene, maybe a joke. Then something goes down where there's a whole bunch of fucking action, and the action is just like, and they always have that fake ass accent. Oh, there he goes, Drake. Oh crap! And he goes right into cover. They've been doing that for 4 fucking games. Somehow you love it all the time, but
karma's a bitch. Now, you know one thing that I liked about The Last of Us, the first one, was I guess you could say the dismemberment, because I remember like when I end the sound, because I remember they were talking about the sound a lot, you know, before the game came out. They were like, yeah, you know, we really want to kind of like make you feel immersed in the way the game sounds and shit like that. And I remember when I played through it the first time, and mind you, man, like I said, I wasn't, and I love Naughty Dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially especially at the time. Shut up. They're kind of on watch for me right now, but at the time, you know, obviously, I'm like, I was really a big fan of them. So, but what you call it?
Okay.
But I remember, man, when I played it, because I wasn't on the wave like everybody else with the game, you know, whatever the case is, or whatever.
Did you play? Did you play a multiplayer?
A little bit, not a
little bit. So basically, you like the story. So basically, like the storyline. That's what that was all about. You like the story, just like
the things that stuck out with me with that game, man, were like I said, the sound, and I love the way like the dismemberment felt. Like it just felt like so visceral, man. I don't even know like how to describe it, man.
Well, the same thing happened with Killzone. One of the things that I remember doing distinctly is taking the shotgun and blowing the fucking Hellgas head completely, just melon pop, right? And seeing his helmet ricochet off the corner and spin.
Wait, could you actually blow their heads off though? I don't remember that. Yes,
you can.
Okay.
They took it out in Shadowfall because the game was a launch game and they wanted, again, with the fucking political correctness. As a matter of fact, in Killzone 3, you were able to stab a nigga in his eye and twist that shit. Or poke both eyes in this fucking skull. And then, like, it was, like, so ridiculously over the top, man. It was so, like, hateful. You know what I'm saying? They were like, it's too much blood. But, yeah, Killzone, and then, like, the fucking, each bullet would distort the fucking, like, the ragdoll model. And they would have different velocity for each bullet. And it was bullet dropping all that other shit. So when you shot them, it was just digging into the body. Like, you know, it just looked horrible. That was visceral to me. Not everything would fall off. Like, it was only the head and shit like that. But, like, in terms of the body, they would have blood spots and stuff like that. One thing that people don't know about Killzone is that when they bled to death, the Hellgas blood was different from regular humans. So what eventually turned orange when it oxidated. Like, the Hellgas were different from humans. And they took that shit out, and the newer Killzones to dumb it down for the regular people. If they do anything, they need to fucking double the fuck down on shit. That's what they need to do. That heavy feeling, take away all of the fucking input latency. Because that's the feeling that you felt. And to be honest with you, The Last of Us is not really that far behind in terms of input latency. I think it's like 10 milliseconds faster. As a matter of fact, I think Killzone 3 has better input latency than any of The Last of Us.
They did a good job of hiding it.
They did a good job of hiding it because they didn't give you that many bullets to shoot.
And that's one thing that I actually loved about the gameplay.
Yeah, it lets you focus in on the fucking cutscenes because you certainly wasn't shooting that much.
No, what happens is that you have to figure out how to deal with the situation other than using a gun
with fucking 3 bullets and just stealth. You stab somebody in their fucking neck, and then you go into fucking 4 drawers and find one fucking knife or a scissor or whatever the fucking case is, and you could do that, and it breaks. Somehow it breaks. I don't know how you break a fucking one piece of a scissor, but okay. You know what I'm saying?
When I played the game, man, I played it on Grounded.
Why don't you just admit that the game, you like the story? Just admit that. It's
okay. No, it was a good game.
The game is good in what way?
It was the game. The gameplay was actually good, man, because
it was actually good because of the storyline. Ain't nobody talk about the fucking gameplay in The Last of Us. See,
I'm not saying
The Last of Us 2 have these fucking gameplay reels that people don't normally do. You got these avid fanboys of the game itself, and they play that game. Like, there's a guy, he follows me, and good props to him for liking that game as much as he likes the game. But he's the type of person to run through that shit 11, 12 fucking times. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably still playing through it again. I mean, he's probably still doing it. But most people, when they play The Last of Us, the only thing that really surfaces up is either the violence or the story. I'm sorry. But if you talk about any other fucking game, you talk about Half-Life, people be like, yo, I like the physics too, but that story was bomb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You talk about fucking Horizon, they talk about, man, it was so crazy taking down the fucking T-Rex, but it was also fucking crazy with the storyline. You look at Metal Gear Solid, I love, throwing a magazine at them, they tricked them, and I threw a porno magazine, he looked at that shit, it was wiggling and shit. But the storyline was some of the most profound shit I've ever heard. What about The Last of Us? Man, I really hate the fact that Sam died. Oh, it really made me have a choice. Do I kill Abby, or I love the feeling of the despair? They don't talk about no fucking gameplay. All Naughty Dog's games from Uncharted onwards were lacking in gameplay.
Look, man, I never said The Last of... Are you done yet? Are you done?
I'm finished and done.
Okay, I never said The Last of Us had revolutionary gameplay or anything.
No, but we're not talking about revolutionary. We're talking about just basic.
It was competent gameplay. It was competent gameplay, man. It was.
That's not good enough.
Well, that's definitely your opinion.
Saying something is competent, man. I've been out here. You complain about nothing. The fuck else. Nothing else. Ever again. Okay, let me pin you. Okay. All right, fine. You want to do it? Breath of the Wild versus The Last of Us. Which is the better game? Let's do it. Let's do this shit.
Yeah, but they're not in the same genre, so I can't compare them.
Oh, no. It was you that said that you compare this game to other third-person games. So go on, dude. Which one's better?
No. I didn't say third-person games. No, look. You can't compare The Last of Us to Horizon.
Why not? Why can't I compare it? Why not?
Because they're literally not in the same genre, man.
Why? No. See, I love it when you prove me right. I love that.
No. Listen to me, Josh. Listen to me, man. The difference is that Horizon and Zelda have many more similarities than, say, Zelda and The Last of Us, or The Last of Us and Horizon. Like,
the bitch is a bow and arrow. That's about as far as it fucking goes.
No, bro. Look,
she can't climb.
Nigga, remember when we were trying to define the idea of what an adventure game was? Remember, it's The
Last of Us. It's a survival adventure game. How about that?
Yeah, but it's not open world.
And it got RPG elements too, because you can upgrade your weapons and upgrade yourself.
That is not RPG elements. Nigga, that's not RPG elements. Those are not RPG elements, man. What are you talking about?
You said that. You said Zelda was RPG elements too. So what's the difference?
It does, but it actually has RPG, actual RNG elements in the game. Not you find some items and resources and you put the shit together. That's not
RNG. There's RNG elements.
Nigga, there is not.
You mean random? Bro. You mean random elements?
Yeah, random.
Is that what you're talking about? Something? You think I can find the same fucking pack of cigarettes in the fucking same drawer? It's random. The game places it random. They have all the places you could put an item, and they randomize the shit.
when you compare Horizon and the Breath of the Wild, man, both of them are action games. Both of them have RPG elements. Both of them have exploration elements. Both of them are open world story games.
So does The Last of Us have adventure. You got to adventure to find the fucking bullets or scissors or tape or fucking cloth. You got to look for them shits.
Yeah, but it's
how else you going to do it?
It's not an open world game.
Is that the hill you want to die on? Is that not an open world game?
No, it's not an open world game, and you cannot explore outside of the hub areas that they provide to you. You can't do
it in Horizon.
Yes, you can.
There's a lot of places you can't explore in that game. You want to do this? You want to do this?
There's a lot more that you can explore in Horizon.
But okay, let's just say, since you would have say adventure games could be paired with adventure games, right? Since we're calling Breath of the Wild an adventure game, which it is. Which one's a better game?
I mean, to answer your question, for Horizon and Zelda, I think mechanical wise, Zelda's a better game. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it. I mean, it has more gameplay elements to it.
Yo, I can't believe this channel is called PlayStation Culture, and he's talking about Zelda being better than Horizon. Get him out of here, bro.
Wait, do you have receipts on that?
You just said that. You just said something's a better game.
No, I didn't.
This dude is.
We're talking about The Last of Us.
Is fraudulent as fuck, yo. This dude, you should have heard him. You should have heard how pissed off he was, Jemiah. Why don't you just admit it? The Breath of the Wild is a better fucking game. Fucking play it. Fucking play it. This dude got so angry. Fucking play it. I was like, dang, he don't really cuss like that.
Nah, man.
He treated me like that bitch that gave him that fucked up ice cream cone. I was like, what the fuck did I do to you?
This is how you were talking, man. Not me.
He's gonna break his fucking Joy-Cons and shit.
Yeah. How did that drift treat you?
Like shit.
Hey,
man. Contrary to what you guys think, man. I am not no Nintendo fanboy. I like their games, yes. Zelda is one of my favorite games, yes. I think it's a better game than Horizon. I do. It is what it is. And will I choose it over Horizon? Yes,
how many times you beat that game?
Which one? Zelda?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because of the nature of the game, it's kind of hard to play through it a lot of times, but I played through it a few times.
You mean the nature being no story?
Well, the nature of it just being so broad.
What's broad about it?
I hit a tree, and then the tree fell down, and then the apple rolled into the water, and it was floating, bro. Game of the year.
Yo, he was this week. You don't understand what you can do with it.
But guess what though? People are gonna be playing Zelda a lot longer than Horizon, man, because the systems are just better.
Because there's no other fucking games on the fucking Switch. How about that? Every other game that's third party runs at fucking 3 frames a second.
Nah,
and 280 and 240p.
Look, man, when people still fucking play Skyrim, man, why?
I know. You know why? He is. He's a secret Nintendo fable.
It's not because the game was like some technical like masterpiece.
It's because of mods.
It was because of the systems that they had in place for the game.
You got a character that is fucking as dumb as rocks, right? What they say in the original Killzone, the AI was as dumb as a fucking orange rolling down the hill. That's the type of enemies that you got. It was the first Killzone. That's the enemies that you got in the fucking Breath of the Wild. You should have saw what I did to this fucking retarded idiot. I was able to slice him up in the air, use a fire and cause an updraft, slice him in his fucking neck. The dude couldn't do anything, Ken. He has no recourse for what the fuck you're doing to him.
Hey, look,
you can absolutely obliterate his ass.
Look, I'm not gonna cap for the AI, man. The AI wasn't great.
No, but but y'all always capping for the fucking things that you can do. Oh, I could do this. It is fucking nonsensical. Why don't you complain about the lack of puzzles in that fucking game or the whatever mobile fucking puzzles that all look the fucking same or the fucking rolling hills, the only things you fucking got. Of course, you're gonna have trees that can slice the fuck off. You can slice all them trees off because they disappear almost immediately as they touch the fucking ground. Come on, bro.
Can I ask y'all something?
Hold on a second, man. The game isn't perfect, but the pros for the game definitely outweigh the cons for sure.
Okay. Yo, who said that? Game type was good.
Yeah, you can go ahead, bro.
What's good? Hey, I just got a quick question.
What's next?
What is the fascination with people like wanting to play games for like years and years and years? Like, bro, I don't want to play the same game for fucking, 2-3 years.
See, you coming at my neck. Game tight. You coming straight at my neck, and that's okay.
Like I get it if you want to go back into a game like after a while.
Kiss my ass.
Play that, but you got people that literally play games nonstop for like years and years. I can't do it. I don't see how people do that.
Because when you this is what I can say. I can't speak for everybody, but for some of the people that can play the original Zelda Ocarina of Time, and they can play it backwards because the frame rate is shit, and you speed up the frame rate, which means you speed up the speed run. Or they play Mario 64 and they try to get better at the game. This is why all these secret supposed things that you can do in Zelda is really just breaking the fucking game. Like, I've seen this one thing where he sliced somebody, he just flew all the way down the fucking level, and I'm like, what's so crazy? You could just do all this. He slid all the way down the street, and then I rolled my shield, and then I called the fire in the field, and then I flew up. And then I just latched back onto him because a rock flew, and it was so good. That's what y'all saying. Y'all sound stupid.
It's like I got a little cousin. He's like 12 years old.
Hey man, don't be mad that the mechanics are good in that game, man.
Hey, look, I just want to point this out. So all he plays is Fortnite and Mortal Kombat. He plays nothing else. That's it. Fortnite, bro. How do you play Fortnite? And that's it. That's all you play. You don't get tired of playing that after a while. Like
I play Horizon. I think I played Horizon like 12 fucking times.
I played Horizon a lot too, but not nonstop. Like on a
you will see me play it. You will see me play it before maybe like an hour and a half. Now here's my reasoning for it.
Hours and hours every single day for years. Like that's not the same thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the reason why I play it. I take pictures in the environment.
Fortnite is the live service games too.
A lot of these online games, they have communities though. So it's more like the community, the interactions with your friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like the games in the background.
Look, I play 2K. I play 2K every year, bro. Every year that shit gets old.
But you're not a kid, though.
My friends and shit, but after a while, that shit gets old.
Well, I can tell you right now, maybe I don't know. You got ADD?
You said what?
you got ADD?
You have ADD.
Hell no! I just don't like playing the same thing over and over again.
I'm not saying that as a fault or anything like that, because I know I can't. Even when I was my youngest, when I was like 8 or 9, I was playing games. I can only play that bitch for like 2 hours. And I was outside doing something.
Some people eat the same ham and cheese sandwich every day at work for like 20 years straight. You know what I mean? They do this. They drive the same way home every day. They do the same shit every day. Like
let me explain something. My picture, right? My Twitter picture. That's because I eat chili 5 days a week. I don't grow tired of it. I don't know why. I don't.
Bro, Josh, I know you're not comparing food.
Josh tortured himself.
Man, come on, that's not the same thing.
No, I like the taste of chili. Chili is banging to me. I just don't get tired of it.
Pain, man, that's what it is.
Yeah, but food is more involved in gaming though. Like food's like
I know, but I'm just saying
that's not even a good comparison. Come on,
it is a good comparison.
I'm just saying. He was saying. Well, Jemiah was saying that some people could do the same thing over and over again. I don't look. At least when you play Mario or Pokemon or those older games, they were kind of complex in their story. You know what I'm saying? So, or the gameplay elements. And so you try to get better. And people watch people to try to beat these games quickly. So I get that.
For me, it depends, man. I mean, like I'll play a game a lot, but it really has to be like, there has to be some, like, for example, man, I played the first Last of Us. We were just talking about it, but I played the first Last of Us a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I played through that story. I played through that game.
I'm sorry, what you say? Did you say story?
I played through that game.
Did you say story?
I played through that game at least 10 times, at the very least.
You know why? Because he wanted to hear Joel say, "You treading on some mighty thin ice." Yeah, I know. Look at him repeating it. He can't help himself, like a fucking moth to a flame. Let's just admit what it is. It is a basic fucking shooter with a decent story.
Hey, the Last of Us 2 gameplay was fire, though. The first one wasn't all that great, but the second one was fire.
Christ, man. Let's not get into it because you're gonna fucking get Josh off the handle.
Oh, listen. The gameplay didn't really elevate itself to me.
It's better than the first one, though, by far.
It is better than the first one, but it wasn't like it was like much better. You know what I'm saying? The animation
was much better. What are you talking about?
Okay, so what was much better?
Oh god,
the movement, the gunplay.
The movement. That's not a gameplay. That's animation.
That's part of the gameplay.
Nah, movement isn't part of the gameplay at all.
So movement of the character is not part of the gameplay.
You're saying the quality of movement, though. No, it ain't a part of the gameplay.
Okay, that's new.
It's a part of the game. I don't know, but is you moving better, making the game better somehow?
That's like saying if you play 2K and if the gameplay of the movement of the player that you're controlling, that's part of the gameplay, bro. If that makes the game better.
Visually, it makes the game better. I mean,
no, it ain't got nothing to do with it being visual.
So why does it make it better though?
And the first one is sluggish and slow, and they don't feel right, and then they make a new one, and it moves a lot better. It's smoother. The players move more fluently. That's part of the game.
That's control though. That's not game. That's not animation. That's control. If you're referring to control and how the animations link up together,
bro. Control is part of the gameplay, bro.
I agree with you. I agree with you about controls, but I'm talking about animations. If these animations
was, but even then, in the Last of Us 2, the animations was way better than the first one.
No, and I agree with you, but I'm saying animations isn't going to make it a better, like a fucking better game. Better controls will, for sure.
I think they both do. Like. That's part of the gameplay.
So then you're one of the camps that says the graphics makes a better game. Then
I mean, to a certain degree. I mean,
all right. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm in that camp too. You can have a shitty game, and if you add a little bit of spice in them graphics, yeah,
but feels better. It looks better. It can't be one-sided though. Just because the game looks good doesn't mean that the game is going to be good. Because there's plenty of games that look good that are shit.
No, I know, but it could accentuate.
No, because like I said, if it looks good, but it plays like shit, and if the game isn't good itself, then I'm not playing. I don't give a fuck how good it looks.
Wait, pause. See, Dauntless. I'm not sure. Look, I don't really care, Dauntless, that you coming in, you listening in and stuff like that. I don't care. I encourage it. And I don't care that you unfollow me either. It doesn't matter.
Wait, who you talking to?
I'm Dauntless. But I will say this, Dauntless. I told you this before, and I'll tell you this again. I like PlayStation. I don't like Xbox and what they do because they don't have enough games that I like. That doesn't mean people can have an opinion. People can say that something's shitty, you know, and no one's to say you shouldn't let that get into you shouldn't allow that to be in getting your feelings because somebody thinks differently to you. It is what it is. You like Xbox, I like PlayStation. That's all I'm saying.
I never understood.
Xbox guy you were talking about or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I never really understood
they got upset because they think that I guess they have the perception that we just only love PlayStation. They can't do no wrong. I will burn on this fucking hill to say that I do not like Naughty Dog games from the what do you call it, Uncharted 1. I was not a fan of it. Now, unlike you,
I thought it was the Jak and Daxter games, man.
No, I love. That's what made me like Naughty Dog.
I'm saying that's where it ended.
That's what I'm saying. That's where it ended. As soon as they made Jak X, that was the end of them for me. And a lot of the people that was from Naughty Dog are gone. They're gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the same company anymore. Anyway, regardless of the matter, they want to do the cinematic experience, and I'm not really for it. I like gameplay. And when they did The Last of Us multiplayer, that was the best thing about that game in terms of gameplay.
The factions was fire.
That multiplayer was fucking immaculate.
And I can't wait till the second one come out. Like, that shit's gonna be good.
So I don't know what they're going to do, but I will say that. Now, I had many of experiences in that game, and the same thing with the Uncharted multiplayer, but their single player game, nah, I'm good on that. Anyway, what we're talking about is the rumors, and we listed a couple of rumors before we move on to the next subject. Let me take a look here. So there were rumors about Legends of Dragoon, Silent Hills, and the reason why I popped this, the reason why I'm saying this now, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? They were talking about this VR Horizon for a minute. And I was just like, man, I don't know if that's really a game that you make it to VR, and it popped up to be true. So if that's true, what the fuck else? Is it the Legend of the Dragoon?
Hey, I do think, and I think this is like definitely coming. Insomniac is making something for VR. There's no way that they
Oh, you want to know something, yo? I haven't posted. I haven't posted. I wanted to say this. They keep talking about what was Sunset Overdrive. They keep talking about that, but more importantly, they keep talking about the Resistance franchise. They just posted something today. Let me see what it says. It says the Chimera may be evil, but we must admit,
like every day,
they're incredibly photogenic. So if that's the case, what are you doing? There's rumors about them remaking the game or something on there. Maybe that's the VR. Who knows? But Silent Hills.
But I'm telling you, they definitely doing VR. I don't know if people know this, but Insomniac is one of the biggest VR like developers out there.
They were, yeah. Well, Insomniac is pretty fucking crazy anyway with their games. They're efficient, I should say. Silent Hills is their collaboration with Blue Box, because they said Blue Box said they scrapped the whole shit. Is there another Getaway coming out? SOCOM was also out there. They mentioned SOCOM. There is also the Last of Us remake.
I think that's definitely coming.
It's coming. Then there's the Bloodborne remake too. So that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to kind of talk about.
Yeah, there are a bunch of like lingering rumors, man. You know, like they just will not go away. Like the Silent Hill one has been around for a while.
Yeah, that one just keeps popping up.
That motherfucker
keep popping up. They ain't slick. So that's, but basically, I just wanted to draw some rumors and shit like that to your attention, because some of these rumors are coming true. They've been long in development. These rumors. And
hey, do y'all remember that game that got canceled like right around when God of War 2018 came out from Santa Monica?
Oh, the space game.
Yeah, I think Corey Barlog is like, because he's working on another game. Like he's not doing God of War. They're working on a new IP. I don't know if it's gonna be like that specific IP that they got canceled, but I do think it's gonna be like a sci-fi space game though.
I can't wait to compete. Compete with Starfield, motherfuckers.
That concept that they had for that game that got canceled, the concept looked fire. Like I looked at it, that shit looked good.
Sony made some stupid ass mistakes. Like I said before, I think they could have greenlit a Days Gone 2, and it would have done very successful. But again, it's a zombie game.
It wasn't because of the sales, though. I think that's what people.
No, it was about public relations and public perception.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't just that. They had some issues with that the director, and he was having problems with the developers and shit like that.
Yeah, I seen that.
So it was a lot of
David Jaffe
in-house things that was going on behind the scenes that people don't know about. That's why
they hired new blood, and the new blood didn't want to work. They were like, "Oh my god, I should be getting $100,000 a year." Like, bitch.
Yeah, because people was talking about how Sony doesn't believe in what is that Ben Studio, but I'm like, man, they just greenlit another new IP. So I don't think it's the studio. I think that game and the dude that wrote the game and the director and all that, they had like a behind the scenes issue with all the devs and stuff like that. So it's a lot more going on.
And I mean, I think we said this before. We said this before in the past, because I think it's a zombie game, and really the reason why they pumping out like they're announcing Ghost of Tsushima, because it's like a marquee title that's unique. You know what I mean, to them.
Yeah. Sony doesn't have any zombie games.
Oh god!
Hey, and I don't know if y'all know that.
But they have Freaker Games and Infected.
Yeah, I already know.
I know that the director for CD Projekt Red tried to buy the IP from Sony, that Days Gone IP.
Why? So they can run that into the ground too?
Yeah, but I don't think it's completely out of I think they could down the line come back to doing a sequel, but
There's been games.
Right now, it's just not gonna happen.
There's been games. No, I mean, there's been games that they canceled. I mean, they did not greenlit, lit whatever the fuck it is. There's been games that they did that you already knew of, and they just have to come back with a better pitch. Because again, Horizon was going, man.
No, go ahead, man.
No, go on.
I mean, I was just gonna say, man. I think at some point it'll definitely come back, man.
Any game that sells 10 million, it's got to make a comeback at some point.
If it comes back, it's going to be multiplayer. If it comes back, it's definitely going to be some sort of co-op, and I think that's what they wanted to do in the first place, but just didn't have enough time. I think they wasted a lot of money. Is the reason why they didn't really push that shit. I think that's what pissed Sony off.
And it took a long time to make the game.
It took a long time to make the game. Yeah. And I get it. If the investment was probably like, man, y'all need to do better than that. I get that's just your first, and I get it. It was their first open world game, whereas what do you call it? Sucker Punch made open world games before, in some capacity.
I wanted to say something about that too, man, because like Ben's Studio, man, they made a lot of like improvements in terms of like like the quality of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like there were a lot of strides made with Days Gone, man. That the game just didn't get credit for. You know what I mean? Especially being that
was hard.
I thought it was great, man. I mean, a lot of people said it was dry.
A lot of people said it was dry.
I played that game twice, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was very interactive. It was very it was one of those open world games that felt like it was living. You know what I'm saying?
One thing that I didn't like about the game is so petty, yo. I hate his run animation. He looks so retarded.
That is a mark. That is he's heavy, but that's a marquee thing that what do you call it? What the fuck is it? Ben Studios do. The Cypher Filter run animation was horrible, yo. I was like, what is this? Go back and look at the PS1 Cypher run animation.
Hey, I think what we need.
My biggest problem with Days Gone was the voice acting, like you'll be trying to sneak in some shit and you'll be cutting the motherfucker's throat and Dickie be like, yeah, motherfucker. I'm like,
oh, you mean him?
Keep it quiet.
Nigga, yo, he was like, I don't know what the fuck. He must have been watching. He watched one too many pornos or something. He's like, yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah. Yeah. I was like, you good?
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was kind of annoying.
Like, DK, calm down, bro. I'm trying to sneak in here. You over here yelling this shit.
It'd be hella random.
He was like, take this motherfucker. Yeah, you like that, huh? I'm like,
it's like that meme with the kid looking back and forth.
I was like,
I got a question.
Yeah.
It's kind of off topic, but
I
was in the space earlier with the Guap earlier. I don't know if y'all know who that is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know who he is.
So that Games Hero dude, the Xbox fan, he was in the space and we was talking about Spider-Man. The PlayStation Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Well, he was saying that Sony doesn't own the IP. And we tried to explain to him, and I was like, look, correct me if I'm wrong. Sony does not own the IP as far as, the character.
They own the movie rights.
They own the movie rights, but they don't own, the character Spider-Man, right?
Right.
So they can't decide, who if, another somebody else is going to do a Spider-Man game, shit like that. But what we tried to explain to him is that Sony owns that specific IP for that game. They don't own Spider-Man, but they own that specific IP, like the Spider-Man Morales game and the Spider-Man 2018 game. They own those IPs. And he was like, no, Disney owns them. And everybody was just on his head.
They have a lot of leverage on Disney with Spider-Man too. Like, you give us this, we'll let you have Spider-Man in the next Marvel movie and shit. They have leverage on each other. They do. Each other.
And we tried to explain it to him, but when it comes to the IP, the game, they own that specific game IP. It's the same reason why Sony can't just go out and make the exact same games that Activision did as far as the Spider-Man game. They had to.
Well, let me ask you this though. What was his point?
He was basically saying that Sony didn't own that. They didn't have anything to do with the whole Spider-Man games and shit like that.
Okay, this was all fanboy wars essentially.
Yeah,
that's what this was.
Of course,
he can't. Hey, look, dude, I've never seen so much dick riding The dude need to check. He need to check his asshole, yo. It's probably bleeding from all the ass riding he does. Like, I don't understand what his problem is with this company. Yeah, and the funny thing about it is he makes it a point to know everything about PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, he says you wait. Spider-Man's coming to Xbox. That same game.
We tried to explain to him that Sony is the one that published and developed the game.
If it does come to Xbox, it ain't gonna be that one. Exactly. And it's like that's why they have different universes to try to mend that shit. But the thing is, why do you know so much about PlayStation? Aren't you playing games? You know more about PlayStation than I know about Xbox. Like, I don't understand. Like, you know about the rumors. They said they know it was gonna come out. And first of all, why you sound like that?
It was funny. There was like 10 people on his head in that space, and it just got crazy. That shit was hella funny.
I'm gonna ask you guys a question. This is before we go on to the next topic, because I am a gamer and I do play games. Anyway, I had this low-key silent argument about spaces. And how there's a lot of people in the gaming community that you may know or you may have been friends on or whatever is on your list that said that spaces is played out and it's all about clout. What you guys think about that?
Yo, Fatal, I just saw your message on YouTube, man. He says Ken is secretly a Nintendo fanboy. Shut up, man.
Spaces is just a platform. It isn't. It's only going to be good as the content inside of it. It doesn't really matter.
But it's like people I
get in this motherfucker to talk shit. That's all I do.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, all people do is just be on spaces so they can sit there and get some clout and stuff like that. It's mad corny. Motherfuckers don't be playing games and stuff like that. I'm surprised it lasts as long as it did.
Why you so hurt, though? Why you so hurt?
Because I use spaces. What the fuck you mean?
Well, who cares?
I do. I just want to get the temperature. The climate. Okay. I just want to get the climate. What do you guys think about spaces? That's why I asked the question.
I mean, I think a lot of the gripe with it, man, honestly comes from because you know how when you see somebody make a post on Twitter, man, and in the back of your mind you're just like, yo, what the fuck? Like what made you think of it? Like, it just sounds dumb. Like, you just look stupid. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like you have that in the space. You know what I mean? Now you have people where you can kind of congregate together and shit like that. Yo, I've seen a couple times, man, where, especially with that fucking what's that dude's name? The Xbox dude, that fucking Xbox University.
Oh my god, he be talking some bullshit, bro.
Yo, it's funny, man.
But it's not spaces though.
No. It's not the space. It's the clout that they get from it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was
already getting clout though.
I know, but it makes it accentuates it essentially. Because what he would do, I noticed that what some of them would do, right, is one would have a space about whatever. Somebody will say some bullshit PlayStation's the best, right? And then they'll come back and be like, yo, say him, for example, he'd come back and be like, PlayStation is dying.
Bro, he posted this tweet talking about, y'all hear about BlackBerry, right? They're shutting down all the BlackBerry, the phone.
They're shutting down all the servers.
Huh?
Then they shut down this shit 4 other times.
Yeah, well, they're shutting down all the I guess they're shutting it down again. I don't know. But anyways, they're shutting down the servers for all the BlackBerry phones or some shit like that. And he quoted the tweet and was like, Sony fans, y'all should take notice, as if Sony's gonna die or something. I'm saying her nigga.
Yeah, and then see that's have a whole space about it for 10 hours.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Listen, when people are making tweets on Twitter, you're getting clout because of that. People can reach. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
They're like the fucking. You're just talking at this point versus typing. It to me, it boggles the mind that people would be so self-righteous to be like, that's beneath me. These spaces, and then go ahead and make these crazy ass fucking tweets.
Space though,
right?
A tweet can travel through forever.
And be embedded and all sorts of shit. I'm like, exactly. What you talking? You doing this shit? But why you talking? Well, I just got my. What you say?
No, I was gonna say them receipts, yo. Some of these dudes be on it with them receipts, man.
Yo, they be like, no, not even just that. They be like, I just got my. But here's the thing, right? I just got my new iPhone 13. It's much better than Android. Who gives a fuck what you think? Who cares? You can't talk about clout at all because why you put that out there? Nobody gives a fuck what you use it for your cell phone. The fuck? I'm sorry. Anyway, can you kick off the next topic? I had to get that out.
So, yeah. It's funny because we were actually kind of already talking about it a little bit. Like PlayStation having its swag. Like what is it about PlayStation that makes you like PlayStation? You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about this the other day, man. Because there are very.
Would you like me to name the things that we were talking about, just to kind of set the stage?
Yeah. Just let me say this real quick, and you can go ahead and do that. So when I thought about this, right? Because there are very specific type of games that I like to play, right? And to some extent, the console is a little less relevant to me than the actual type of games that I like to play. But I thought about it. I was like, yo, but I like PlayStation. There's a reason why I like the console, you know what I'm saying? And there's a reason why I always go with them. So I was kind of like thinking like, yo, what are some of the things about PlayStation that makes me want to use it? And you can go ahead, man. You can list some of the stuff that we kind of talked about.
I'll just say this: they aren't stagnant. I'm gonna just put it that way.
But that's the thing that we were actually talking about too. That's the funny thing. So here's the thing that we kind of had, and we just thought about it. Like for me, at least, I was like, why do I like it? And it's really for me the tip top of the reasoning is the games that they have. But there's some secondary reasons as well. We were talking about it. The PlayStation always has some crazy ass console designs.
I want to answer that question too.
What's going on, Ken?
Hey, what's going on?
Let me set this. Let me set the stage real quick.
Yes, sir, Josh. Whatever you say.
We were talking about this dude. We were talking about the UI. We were talking about their innovation. They're always doing something like fresh or new, like PlayStation Home or stuff like that.
I love it.
The emotion engine. The quality, they make sure that the quality is like, tip top standards for their stuff. I mean, they took a step back with the PS2 because of the issues that they had. And then they upped the ante when they made the PS3. It was a first for a lot of things. The style of game that they usually choose that kind of is marquee for the console, the synergy that they have. You have some movies or some music. Like some of their music is crazy. Like I know you're playing a video game, but like I'm sure everybody got goosebumps when they played Ghost of Tsushima and that title card screens, stuff like that. Mass appeal and it's just a sexy looking console. So what do you guys think?
I want to answer.
Go on.
I've been waiting to answer this one, nigga.
Rocking back.
Ken already know, cuz look. Well. What is it? Well, since '95, I haven't looked back, man.
Weren't you like 4?
Well, no. How old was I? '95. Let me see. I'm 34 now, so
4. He's 4. Guys is 4.
No, nigga, 4.
He wasn't really playing
like
it. You know what it was? You know what it was? His brother was playing the game and he gave him a dead controller and he thought he was killing it.
I used to do that to my
I don't have a brother, nigga. I just need a brother.
He was like,
fucking cords all fucked up.
Wow. Go on, kid. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, you good, man. Y'all nigga. I ain't got to go back to work till Monday, so I'm chilling. I ain't got shit to do.
I had my day off yesterday.
Nigga, I've been off since. What's today? Thursday? I've been off since Monday because somebody at my job got COVID. So they make a quarantine and shit. Huh?
That's a COVID. All right, go on, because we want to move this shit along.
My bad. I ain't talk to you in a minute. I'm sorry.
No, we're going to talk afterwards.
Oh, no, I'm playing.
Hey!
Oh, shit. So, look, like I said, since 95, I haven't looked back, man. I remember playing Resident Evil 1 with my dad in 96, so it's like everything they've done consistently from the console design to the fucking startup music to the motherfucking menu music, the UI, just everything about them is just fucking dope as fuck, man. They consistently set the fucking bar each console generation. Like I've been saying that shit. And the games, don't get me started on the games, my nigga. Like the exclusives, like, come on now, man.
You know what?
Yo, what's up, Ken?
You know what I was thinking, man? Because I was thinking about this too. It's even like the little shit, man.
Right.
Know? Like it's the little, like when I
hold on, Ken. Why you sound like you in the auditorium right now? What happened?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, probably my headphones. Hold on, let me take my shit out. Pause. Niggas ain't gonna check me, boy.
Yeah, that sounds better. But yeah, yo, I even like for me, right? It's even like the little shit, right? Because I know we mentioned like the design of the console, man. I remember when I first saw the PS4, for example. You know, I thought that shit looked awesome, man. It just looks like a fucking cool console. And then the
basic one.
Yeah, and then they had the Pro, which I was kind of like, it looks at first I was like, it looks a little weird, but it kind of grew on me, you know, like I was like, but now when I look at it, I'm like, yo, this shit looks kind of dope. This looks fire. But even besides that, yo, like when I look at the UI, it's like even the color scheme that they use, like the color blue. You know what I'm saying? Like I even like the way that they have their UI set up with the colors and shit like that. Like and just as a contrast, man, like no disrespect like to Xbox, because obviously I play on Xbox too, right? I don't like the color green. You know what I'm saying? I hate the fucking color green. I don't like that shit, man. When I look at that fucking console, I'm like, all this green. I'm like, this shit, nah, this is ugly, nigga. I don't want this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a dig against the console, but it's just like
don't look into my eyes.
But it's just like one of those little things, you know what I'm saying? Like I like the color that they chose, the color scheme and shit. Like it's just like little shit like that too, man.
Stop the cat.
Hey, I'll say this. I feel like nobody innovates like PlayStation either. Like they come up with shit. Like I don't even think like the Souls games. Those games don't exist without PlayStation. Like Resident Evil resonates with PlayStation. Final Fantasy resonates with.
There are certain games you're saying, correct? Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
You only can say that because Sony was like the really only platforms out there at the time when those games were coming out. Like Nintendo wasn't really doing that type of shit.
Well, it doesn't change the fact that they resonate with PlayStation, though.
Well, I'm saying only like Tomb Raider does, but also, but it's only because Sony was the only person who had the IP. But I can't like. You know what I mean?
You can't knock the hustle though, man.
I can't say Sony was the reason why those games happened.
Sony was the only ones really pushing those kind of games, though. That's what I'm saying. Street Fighter, that really resonates with Sony.
I mean, there's a lot of games.
I would say Street Fighter for me is Nintendo because I started playing Street Fighter on Nintendo.
That's true, but
Tekken resonates with Sony. Shit like
wait,
that.
Can y'all guys hear me? Can y'all guys hear me?
Yeah.
Just making sure. Yeah, Resident Evil,
Tekken, Street Fighter,
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like DMC, the DMC franchise.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yep.
Metal Gear, yeah, that's another one. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Metal Gear Solid existed
even though I did start on Nintendo.
The Souls games don't exist without PlayStation. That's what I'm saying. Like they come up. Hideo Kojima is famous because of what he did with PlayStation.
Well, you know what? Shout out! Wait! Shout out to the Dauntless, right? Since he's in here, there's a lot of firsts for Sony. The first dual, what do you call it? The analog first for dual analog sticks, first for dual rumble, first for having that large ass storage capacity and streaming capabilities in terms of how engines work. First for multi-processing units, focused specifically on gaming. The buttons were touch sensitive, first for that too. The triggers, first for that too. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of first.
The first person who had Rumble was Nintendo.
I said dual.
Dual, yeah.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Dual Shock.
Yeah, you're right.
And you didn't need to who said that?
Who said what?
Oh, never mind. No, I just realized. Okay.
Yeah,
it didn't sound. Yeah, it didn't sound. I didn't recognize it. So Yeah, they and on top of it, there were situations where you had to put a Rumble pack in just to make that shit work.
Yeah, all the bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the extra stuff. There was a lot of conveniences and stuff like that. So that being said, what were some of the firsts that Nintendo did?
Well, Nintendo did a couple of things first. I mean, they not
what?
First did. I mean, they done a couple of things as far as I'm concerned.
Right, but I'm saying such as
without Nintendo, you wouldn't have PlayStation. Remember?
Not necessarily, no.
I mean, it's true in a way.
That's true. If they would have took that deal, they would have just been in partnership together.
Yeah.
They started their. They should have took that deal.
Yeah, they definitely should have.
Nobody has exclusive like PlayStation. Let's just be honest with ourselves now.
And then at that, Nintendo, they saved gaming back then. Because if Nintendo didn't do what they did, we probably wouldn't have no gaming now.
And he is saved gaming.
But I feel like Sony did also at a certain point. They both did to me, though.
Right, they both did. Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
I agree with what he's saying.
Because Sony wasn't around back when the video game crash happened.
Well, Sony's been around for a long time. Sony itself.
They wasn't in gaming.
As far as gaming.
Hey guys, hold on 1 second. Just hold that thought for 1 second. Yo, Adam, you don't have to raise your hand, man. If you got something to say, man, just
that boy raised his hand like we in school.
What's up, Adam? I've just been
hot boy in the fucking tunnel.
Oh, sorry about that. How it sound?
This nigga's in a concert.
No, I was going to say something about Nintendo that they have started the bit era. I remember how I would gauge the power between each console. I would go 8-bit, 16-bit, and then the 64-bit, and that's how I will tell what console was the most powerful by going off the bit instead of the teraflops.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you guys saying, man? I did kind of cut you guys off. You can go ahead.
Well, I will say this: without Atari, it would be no Nintendo. I mean, we can keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? So
right, I was about to say
they were making they were making card games back then and toys.
Yeah.
So I give them credit where it's due. Don't get it fucked up. But in terms of
Sony has done
Atari started it, Nintendo saved it, PlayStation enhanced it.
And PlayStation made it global. That's what they did.
They mastered.
Yo, Nelson, bro. I'm not gonna lie, yo. I might
global. That's we might. I'm telling you.
Yo, we might have to put that on a shirt, Nelson.
What happened?
You didn't hear what he said?
Yeah, that's my new logo.
He said Atari started it, Nintendo saved it, and PlayStation enhanced it.
Yeah, he did say that.
Because the only reason why PlayStation exists is because they wanted to get back at Nintendo.
Well, the thing is, we're talking about
people wanted this made gaming so much cheaper. On SNES, I was paying $80 for a cartridge. And get the PlayStation later on when money's worth less. I'm paying $40 for better games. The fuck?
Yeah, I remember those days.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This is what I wanted to kind of say. This is what I wanted to say too. What about continual innovation? Let's move it over to.
Like I said, they've been setting the bar. That's what I meant.
They've been continuously set the bar. Right. So Nintendo stopped. Nintendo stopped
for a long time.
Not necessarily.
Okay. So what do you mean? I don't go just based off of the statements. Like who is in their bag right now? Who's in their pocket?
I think that's Leon, man. But let me say this real quick, man. To tell on me, nigga. Go ahead, man. He's kind of breaking up.
Yeah, I can hear what Cuz saying, man.
Yeah, he's botting.
Hey, I'll say this. Everybody was talking shit about Sony doing the whole VR thing, talking about it's a distraction and shit. And I'm saying like,
distraction? Who said that?
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that either. It was some, I don't know. He was some big time journalist dude or something. I don't know.
Fuck out of here with that, man.
But my thing is,
why would you care what somebody say? If that's what you like, that's what you like.
Yeah,
no,
but it makes
what I'm
sense.
saying is what I'm saying is that Sony continues to do different things.
Correct.
Try new things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about Sony. They don't just stay stagnant and do the same thing over and over again.
But this is the way I look at it. Each of them, the big three got their own thing. Nintendo, they got the hybrid console. Some VR and Xbox got Game Pass. Each of them got their own lane.
Oh, I see what this is. Okay, my Sharingan is on. I see. All right. So let me just do this.
Got their own thing.
So let me just do this. Just because you made a console / handheld doesn't mean that you're innovative. That just means. But hold on. I let you speak. Okay. All I'm saying is that they were dying in the console field, and so they wanted to bridge the gap. They didn't do it because they were trying to elevate the game. They did it to save their lives.
They were doing poor on console and great on handheld. So
right.
And to be honest with you, let me spit some more facts. The highest selling handheld of all time, which was theirs, was 150 million. The next one was about.
It was a DS, right? It was a DS.
Yeah, I think it was 155 million. To be honest with you, the next one was like 88 million, and then now. But think about it. The DS did 90. I'm sorry. The Wii did 90 million, and the DS did 155 million. And since they combine both of the consoles, the best that they can do right now, they're probably going to end up getting like 110 million at the end when everything is said and done.
They probably might sell more than that. I think they're gonna sell more than that.
Well,
people buy a lot of Switches per household. If you got 5 kids, you might have 5. They don't sell a lot of They don't sell a lot of software though, but
especially over there,
other than their own.
But they do have a high attach rate though.
They have a high attach. Well,
there's only five games. There's only 5 or 6 games you want on the system.
Third party don't do shit on there. That's the thing.
First party.
But look how good it's selling without them doing anything.
That's because you can't get their games anywhere else.
Right.
And they had the reputation for 30 years of a certain particular quality. So people are going to just automatically associate quality with what they've been doing for the last 30 years, and they've kept up with it. That's fine. But let's not conflate innovation with, because their need.
I understand what you're saying, but like I said, each of them got their own thing. Cause Sony not doing no hybrid console. Microsoft
they're not doing a hybrid console because it doesn't benefit them to do it.
Xbox not doing VR. Each of them got their own stick. That's the way I look at it.
No, and you're right. They do have their own reasons, but we're talking about why people pick these corresponding consoles, which is fine. And since this is a PlayStation centric thing, we were just kind of highlighting what Sony has been doing, and it is elevating the market.
And I'll say this too. I feel like Nintendo and especially Microsoft when it comes to Xbox, the reason why they're doing those things is because they have to. Xbox had to do the Game Pass thing because they weren't selling consoles nor games.
I will tell you, I think a lot of the shit
got that problem.
Bro, I think a lot of the shit that Xbox is doing, man.
Hold on one at a time.
Hold on a second, man. I think a lot of the shit that Xbox is doing, man, is out of necessity, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like just across the board. I will give them props for this, man, because they do a good job of hiding that shit. You know what I'm saying? Of making it seem like that's not the case, but a lot, like even this Hellblade shit. I'm not trying to like take it off the topic, not too much anyway. But even with the Hellblade shit, man, like they didn't have anything to show for that game, like really at all. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people were fucking hyped for it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it makes it feel like they just kind of threw it together, and it's like a lot of the shit that they do. That's kind of like what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? The narrative for them didn't even change until after the Bethesda acquisition. You know what I'm saying? But hey, not to take it off too.
Well, actually, I mean, how can I say it? PlayStation guys have hated Xbox for a long time, and Xbox.
We don't. That's erroneous.
Shit.
I mean, I play on Xbox.
Social media. I can't tell.
No, well, here's the thing.
I be saying a lot.
It's a tit for tat situation. Ultimately, if you look at all of the tweets, it is actually mostly it's mostly about what we're playing and our trophies. and our pictures that we're taking a screenshot of. Whereas if you flip it, I take it based off of how you're speaking. You're an Xbox fan, correct?
No, I got all platforms.
You got no, but what do you prefer?
You said what I prefer? I mean, I mainly play Xbox.
Okay, so because I don't deal with that whole. I'm an all around gamer. Everyone has a preference in something.
But I'm saying, as me being a gamer, I'm not going to miss out on a game.
And that's cool. But here's the thing: on social media, if a person is an Xbot, most of the stuff that they're talking about is shit that we are doing. And belittling our shit. Oh, there's a walking simulator. Why are you so happy about that? It's usually that.
But Sony dudes have belittled Xbox dudes for a long time. At first, it was like, y'all console ain't powerful enough. Then when it became powerful, oh, y'all ain't got no games. So which one is it?
This has been going on. This has been going on since 2001. And I've been there. I've been there in 2001. When Microsoft hit the scene with their original Xbox, they had a lot going for them. They had a lot of titles that ran.
Jade Empire.
Hold on. Jesus Christ.
Yo, I love you, Nelson, bro.
Josh is super long-winded with everything he says.
No, I have to really set things up. I mean, that's not going to. I shouldn't be interrupted. You know what I'm saying? I just started. They had a lot of shit going on. Siphon Filter, all this. Not Siphon Filter. I'm sorry. What the fuck is that game?
Kotar, Jade Empire.
All of those games, and it was a much powerful console in terms of like what it was capable of doing. But the thing about it is, I've seen both, and when the Xbox first came on the scene, it was none of that really. It was when the Xbox. I mean, you had people that preferred their consoles, and it was like, okay, I have Ninja Gaiden, blah 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 blah. You have this, and this, and stuff like that. Move on to Xbox 360. Everybody shitted on PlayStation. That's where it started because the media said that this console was way too expensive.
Well, but you gotta look at that. Sony did that to themselves, just like Microsoft did that to themselves.
But we didn't. But a lot of the stuff was like, you're stupid for buying a PlayStation because it was more expensive. Oh, they're shoving Blu-ray down your throats. Oh, you have no Rumble. Oh, you have this. That's where the shit came from.
We got that over time. I mean, because I had a PlayStation 3.
No, I know this, but the conversation never stopped. And they kept saying that. And then they kept saying that the Xbox 360 was way more powerful and stuff like that. And originally, it looked like that.
Because I was a diehard PlayStation 3 nigga. Let me tell you, I used to go to GameStop. And them niggas used to clown me the fuck out.
See, you see.
Nigga was like, why you play PlayStation? Because I like PlayStation. I like PlayStation Home.
You got PlayStation. Oh shit! No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Do you know that GameStop was actually paying them to say that shit, either in baskets and shit like that?
Nah, I ain't even know that. Back then, I ain't know that.
That's what I'm saying. What you see now, the toxic behavior is caused by Microsoft. Microsoft. When the PlayStation 3 launched, they put a sign on the side of a boat and was like, "We love you, PlayStation." They did a whole bunch of shit that caused this toxic behavior. That came from them.
You can't blame Microsoft. You can't blame a company for people being fucking cheap. Like there is no reason to say I hate Xbox. If you're a gamer. If it's a good game comes out on any platform, you should be willing to play that game on that platform or willing to buy it. People are literally saying, I will never buy an Xbox. I will never get a PlayStation. Fuck these guys. Like that type of mentality is like
we were talking about that, Jemiah. We were talking about that sheep ass behavior. I said that shit in the beginning.
The reason why I stopped messing with Sony like that, I like Sony, but I like them from a distance, if I can say that. Because back during the PS4, I had a lot of games. I had like over $600 worth of games, and it was an issue. You can look it up on Google. They was having an issue with PayPal where they was charging PayPal, and PayPal was fucking up somehow, and they was banning accounts for it. and my account got banned, and I was never able to recover them games. So I was like, you know, I still fuck with y'all, but you know, at a distance.
Maybe you should blame PayPal though.
Sony has no. I'm gonna call it how it is. I'm gonna call it how it is. They shouldn't be banning people's shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have reason. If you give them reason, they're like really ridiculous with return policies. It's a lot of shit. But my question is, let me see what your name is. Hold on, my bad.
No, you good.
So Knight, my question is this: did you get mad at Xbox when they had when you had 6 versions of that same console because it kept ringing to death? Did you say anything about that?
I ain't get a 360 until later on, until the slum. So up until then, I had PS3, so I ain't experienced.
Because both of them are egregious in their shit too.
Hey, I just want to say,
but I didn't experience the red ring because I got the Xbox when the Slim came out. So I
didn't experience PayPal situation either. What were you going to say? Game type.
I just want to say, when it comes to the red ring of death, that's one of the main reasons why I hate Xbox. Because I got an Xbox 360 when it first came out. And I never got to play it because I always had to send it back because I kept having that damn red ring of death. And
or the system will split your fucking discs up,
bro. I had to. Send that thing,
fucking discs
bro.
up.
Oh, it scratched the shit out of them.
I remember that shit, man.
But you gotta learn. Sometimes you gotta wait.
Bro.
You gotta wait like a year. Because
people waited 3. Well, hold on. There was
that motherfucker was fucked up for years, man.
It was for years. It wasn't just a year.
I had to send that thing back 5 times, bro. And my mom got so tired of it, she said, "Fuck it," and got me a PlayStation 3. And they
both egregious in their thing. But the way I look at it is this, right? In terms of pushing the industry forward, take Sony out the equation. What would you have? How would the environment evolve if you just take them completely out of the situation? That's the thing. There's a lot of things that Sony did that people just I can't even name all of them. There's a lot of shit that they ended up doing. Is why people are fans of it. They do some fucked up shit. Don't get it fucked up, but they do a lot of shit too. All companies do. That's why you saying you want to. You saying that you loving them from a distance. You putting too much personality in these motherfuckers. For instance, you mentioned. Yeah, go on, Jemai. My bad.
No, I'm saying if Sony didn't happen, I think PC would be God mode right now. We would have all the games optimized for the 3090s. Everything would be lovely.
I can't even get mad at you. I can't even get mad at you. It's a possibility.
Isn't that the reason why Microsoft even made a console? Because they were scared that Sony was going to take over the whole PC market or some shit like that.
The whole living room.
The living room is what they were afraid of because people were playing on their PCs and stuff like that. And Sony came out and it was like, you taking that shit from there. And they obviously work with companies, you know what I'm saying? Like people that use Microsoft Teams and shit like that. Like they want to get their money. But
then at that, Sony, you can also, back in the day, they don't do it no more. But with the PS2 and the PS3, in the beginning, you put Linux on it and use it as a computer.
Oh, they took out. By the way, I just heard about this too, yo. They took out the development shit.
I was gonna get an Xbox for that. They started locking that shit out, bro.
They did, but
they didn't.
Working to get that fixed. From what?
No, they said they shut that down. They just sit there. I saw it yesterday. They're not doing any more development things. Like you can't open that console anymore like that.
You can do it, but if you're not putting actual developed shit you develop into the goddamn store, they shut your ass down.
Yeah, they trying to move away from that, which is whatever. So you mentioned Game Pass. What's good? What you like about Game Pass?
Well, I mean, I have a child. You know what I'm saying?
So it's about. I feel you.
Better get you that Switch.
You said what?
No, because that shit's mad expensive, man. Those games is fucking $60 and the Joy-Con broke. I remember one of my cousin's house.
Yeah, kids break shit.
Yo, but that's extra like easy. Not even Breath of the Wild, like the fucking Joy-Cons, right? So I go over my cousin's house, right? And he knows I game a lot. He was like, "Hey, Josh, can you beat this part for me, please?" So I'm sitting there trying to beat the game, and I'm like, "Yo, his controller is fucked up."
Yeah, the joint kept
and I told him, I said, Isaiah, the reason why you can't beat this game is because your controller's messed up. Here's mom. I ain't buying him another fucking controller. What part is broke? I said, it's just a controller you can slide out. How much are those? I said $70. He gonna have to learn to deal with that shit.
Did you buy a new one, Josh?
Hell no, I ain't buying no new one.
Yo, that's fucked up, Josh. You should have as a business
who's gonna buy it? Who gonna buy shit for me?
You his big cousin.
Hey, you know what, Josh? Maybe
you actually, you know what? You saying that? I didn't know what to buy that little nigga, yo. I may have to buy that shit. I didn't know what to buy the little nigga.
He might buy something for you, man, when you start getting old.
Yeah, he gonna be changing your diapers. Don't forget that shit.
Hey, look, if he just play on the TV, just give him like a $40 Pro controller and call it a day, man.
No, they have input lazy. But then again, like I said, I may give him some accessories with the console. Y'all giving me some ideas. I didn't give him shit for his birthday or Christmas. But that nigga 13. But that nigga,
you just suck in general. Then shit.
I'm far away from him. I really didn't know what to get because his mom has been like slowly giving them shit. And I'm like, well, what do I give him? I'm like, but she already gave him this. He wanted a PlayStation. I'm like, nigga, you don't even play your Switch. The fuck?
I bought my nephew like $70 in V-Bucks or some shit. I don't even fucking know.
He don't even play. He's not a big gamer. He don't even play like Fortnite or nothing. He just kind of he's beyond casual, which is weird because I'm not used to that shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck? But no, I don't want to make people feel like shit about their purchases and shit like that. And it's look, all I'm saying is this: Microsoft, not Microsoft, PlayStation has done a lot of shit, and like I said, is even down. They got some shit fucked up, but I do like for instance, the SSD. It's not a new concept, Jemiah, but they have an SSD, right? And I can just get a regular fucking SSD. The same thing with the hard drive from last generation. And the generation before it, like you had to buy an encased hard drive.
Bro, and the PS2, because you can get a hard drive for the PS2.
That's what I'm saying. Shit like that, but like for the Xbox 360, you had to be theirs.
That memory card, yeah.
No, I'm talking about the hard drive.
And that shit was expensive. Remember, and then not to mention that
$120.
PlayStation did the Wi-Fi. They did the built-in Wi-Fi thing too.
Everybody's like, I love it that Microsoft people was fucking.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi was $50. PS3 had the best built-in Wi-Fi.
No, that Wi-Fi thing for Xbox was $100.
Yeah,
sure. What about
shit? It was more expensive than PS3.
Yo, what about the Vita? What about the Vita though? What about the Vita though?
They need to make a new one.
Okay, so in terms of the Vita, right?
We need another one. That's all I'm saying.
I'm talking about that proprietary memory though.
That was
here's the reason. You want to know why they did that? And I'm not being an apologist, but I do love my Vita. I still use it, and I'm going to be using it heavily when I be taking these trips in the summer. Right? That's what I do. I don't play it at home, but I do play my PS1 games, PSP games, and some Vita games.
Let me buy that on
playing trips. So
I sold mine years ago. I shouldn't have sold it.
I'm trying to tell you the reason why.
I've been trying to find one too myself.
Man, they're expensive now.
They want more than what they cost at fucking launch.
Bro, they're like
because they want
$400 down.
They don't make them anymore. That's the thing. So it's a rare commodity.
I got one a few years ago from CD Trade Post for $120. Like
you should have, man.
And I sold it like an idiot.
I sold my OLED one. Let me tell you this, right? Sony ended up giving me a new one, but I remember this is embarrassing. But I had my OLED, and I didn't have a smartphone at the time. I thought smartphones were fucking stupid. I was like, this shit corny as hell. But the OLED looked nice. I was like, look at the colors. You know what I'm saying? But every time the screen went black, it had like the fucking OLED clouding, so you would see like clouding on there.
White spots.
There was like it looked like it was like fogged up and shit like that. And I'm like, man, look at this shit. So I hated every time the screen went dim. I traded that in and got another one at the store that I went to. And then everything was fine. It was a perfect screen. I would play, I think it was, I forgot what game it was. They used to make Olden Sphere. And they made this other game. And it was beautiful. The screen was beautiful.
Dragon's Crown or some shit like that?
Dragon's Crown. Yes, sir. Dragon's Crown.
game right there.
Yo, and what is it? What's Soul Sacrifice? That was my shit. Yo.
Nah,
anyway,
we know why Josh like that game. Come on.
What was that, Jay? Freedom Wars? You fuck with Freedom Wars?
Yo, I still have it. They took the service offline. But I was trying to get into it, and it was some people that I knew, and we got into a beef, and I stopped playing it. But like, yeah, a lot of that shit. So anyway, I didn't have a computer like that. You know what I'm saying? And every time I would go online, my computer would get like corrupted with just logging on fucking Windows. It would be corrupted. So I was like, shit.
You probably had a virus or some shit.
It was a virus, yeah. So I would use my Vita. I hate to admit it, guys, for porn.
Ain't nobody mad at you, man.
Look, the screen had on the right hand side, they had all of the what do you call that again? The icon, the status bar.
The touch.
It was like the status bar. It was a status bar, right? And I'm sitting there, right? And I was going heavy like for about like the summer, right? And one day the screen, I had some kind of purple like backdrop or whatever. It was like a purple background with some space looking thing. And I was like, what the fuck? That icon ain't leaving. So I'm trying to rub that off the screen, and it was burnt into the screen. I was like, maybe if I just, I was like, maybe if I just let this shit like have like static. Like, they have like the little burn-in fixers for like LCDs. Nothing worked, man. Nothing worked.
Now that's because the early OLEDs had that issue, but now
that shit scarred me. That shit scarred me for life. Everybody thought, get that OLED. Fuck that. If you don't know what an OLED, they have.
You won't have that problem nowadays, but back
then, it's better. It's better. And if you're not egregious with the shit, then it's really nice. But that shit still make me look sideways when I see that shit happen. I'm like, man, everybody's like, get an OLED TV, and I'm like, nah, I'm good on that, man. Because
get you a QLED. That's what.
No, that's still using it. So people don't understand that what is it? Organic light emitting diode. So since the organic components that makes the subpixels what they are, they burn out.
I'm talking about the quantum dot.
They use quantum dot in conjunction with OLED, the light emitting shit. So basically, they use the quantum dot layer to have like more exaggerated colors and shit like that. But it's still behind that layer, still the organic material that burns out over time. They got compute things that kind of fixes it. Like my phone is a 4K. It's a 4K screen or whatever the case is. And there's a lot of times I fell asleep watching fucking YouTube on that bitch. And my phone was hot as hell, man. That shit could have burned through my fucking bed, man. I woke up, I was like, I'm thinking I'm back home with my mom and shit like that, man. Because I was like, it was hot in the summer. I had my shirt off and I passed out. And I'm dreaming. I'm like, something smells like bacon. I said, Mom. Mom, I woke up. I was like, fuck, I'm 37 years old. I got up. My fucking chest had a big ass rectangle burnt. I said, oh, what the fuck? That shit I got scared. I was nervous. This phone was like $1,300. I was like, please, baby, please don't be burnt in. This shit wasn't.
What phone you got, cuz? Anyway.
The Sony Xperia Mark II.
You like it? It's good?
I like the form factor. Like, it's really nice. And plus, it looks different from all the other phones and stuff like that. And it has a headphone jack, more importantly.
Yeah, because I got the Galaxy S21.
I miss a fucking head jack so bad. I got to buy separate shit. I had to buy this mic so I can fucking be on this because I can't use none of my regular shit.
Yeah, I could just plug this. I could plug it into my
bullshit.
phone.
I'm tired of it.
No. Hey, what you need to do is download that Ether SX2 and put some PS2 games on that thing.
No, but you know what I'm going to do, though? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to... I bought... Okay, so I went to Tampa, and my laptop got fucked up just for me logging into the Wi-Fi spot at the hotel. And I just wanted I make beats, so I put the beat out there and I closed it and was done. I just wanted to be active while I was away. Yeah. I came back, I had a podcast to do. That shit was fucked up, man. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
No. This dude was looking for Abby.
Don't you dare! Shut your ass up. You might search some little Abby porn. So anyway, so anyway, right? I ended up buying a pretty decent laptop, and I was thinking about having. First of all, I was thinking about emulating the Switch. Fuck you, Nintendo. Yeah, I'm gonna emulate that bitch. Kiss my ass. But not only that, but PS2 games. I wanted to play like a lot of PS2 games, and this computer is powerful enough to do it. So I was thinking about that. But Ken, you want to start off well, I better start this off. We've been kind of rambling the whole time, and I'm going to tell you the flavor of this, right? We have 2 topics about gaming and then an off-topic section that we kind of talk about, building ourselves. Basically, it's small. It's not a crazy segment. So you can guys feel free to leave or whatever the case is. But that's what we do. This is funny, though. Before we even get into this, Jemiah, we were talking about how people said that Spaces was corny and nobody cares about Spaces anymore and it's mad lame. You know what I mean? And that why people are using it. And I'm like, I feel like Spaces have this own little reason. It's easy to use. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That was been on my mind. But like the third topic we want to talk about, how you go online, right? And people say that people ask the question, what does women offer? What does women have to offer men? And women usually can't answer that question. They say they bring pussy to the table, and that's about it. I put my pussy on the table. That's what I have to offer. I don't want to go that route, right? There's a lot of guys that kind of use that red pill shit to try to justify them being pussy ass bitches, right? And I kind of wanted to talk about, we were talking about body language last week and stuff like that, but I kind of wanted to talk about what do we have to offer women? You know what I'm saying? What exactly do we have? And I spent the last 10 years building up my finances and stuff like that. And you kind of got to know what you have to offer in cases like that if you're single. Because I'm single because I'm stubborn as shit. But you kind of have to know what you have to bring to the table because you get caught off guard.
He ain't lying.
Yeah, because the thing is, a lot of people be like, "Yo, I knew it. Bitches don't care. Bitches ain't shit. Who cares about them and stuff like that?" But it's like a lot of guys don't have nothing to bring to the fucking table. It's a lot of guys that they don't have shit.
I got a PS5.
I know, right?
Got a PS5 or not, man.
They be like, he playing The Last of Us? Hold up. That's The Last of Us and chill and shit. I don't fucking know. Who knows? But
I gotta go back to work though. I'm out. I'll see you.
All right, man. Peace out, man.
All right, bro.
Nah, for me, just find a girl that's gonna be herself and don't be fake and keep it a bug with you and help you out just like you'll help her out when she down and y'all just keep it equal with each other.
We hear that a lot. Let me ask you 2 questions. Hey, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 33.
33. And do you have any kids and a wife or girlfriend?
I have a daughter and I've been married for about 12 years.
Where are you from?
Washington, D.C.
Okay, so D.C. Okay. Yeah. How'd you meet her?
My brother worked at the movies and she worked at the movies, and one day I went to the movies with my brother and I met my wife, basically.
I gotta congratulate you. Okay. So she basically knew you, like you wasn't trying to put on the front. She
didn't know me, but
no. I mean like she kind of understood that you were a gamer.
Oh yeah,
shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like you saw her in passing, and she knew you weren't like some freak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, so here's the thing, right? The reason why we do this kind of like reverse red pill shit every section, this is usually about like a 20-30 minute thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's because a lot of gamers they are awkward when it comes to shit like this. And it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but a lot of them are.
Well, how can I put it? I understand what you're saying. Like most girls think gamers are geeky and shit like that. But I mean, for me, I guess because I'm a street nigga. You know what I'm saying? I done sold drugs. I done did plenty of shit in the streets. You hear me? So, I just be myself. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the landscape is a lot different, though. I'll say that because you married her. The landscape is completely different from what it was even 5 years ago. But there's a couple of things in my mind that, and again, I go to the gym. That's my picture. Mm-hmm. I make sure that I go to the gym. I make sure that I have the finances and shit like that. But you know what I didn't develop? I didn't develop like the fucking personal skills to know how to handle certain shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's a particular journey for me. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people see things as an end result. You know what I'm saying? It's at the end, and people don't see the journey towards it. Yeah. Now I know what I got to do. It's very difficult for me to do it because I'm so headstrong. It's like way back in the day when I was living with my mom, she couldn't even get me to do certain things.
Well, for me,
she had to have a reason.
Well, for me, why I play games the way I do now was because back when I was running the streets a long time ago, I had got shot, and I almost died. And my wife, that I have now, she told me straight up, you know what I'm saying? Stop messing with the streets. I ain't gonna be with you. You know what I'm saying? She sat down and told me some real shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just, just been going to work, do what I gotta do, come back home, play the game. You know what I'm saying? I just stay out of trouble now. You know what I mean?
Now she black, white, Spanish, Asian.
She black.
See, I like that, and the reason why I like that shit is because I was just listening to something earlier today. It was a woman, and she was opposed to any kind of red pill thing. She stated that black men don't like black women.
Shit, I love my black woman.
And I was like, the fuck? She was like, corny. Huh?
Straight corny.
I love all of them. Bullshit.
Yo, she was so bitter. Who was that? Bryce? Did Bryce say that?
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah, yo, you should have saw how crazy this chick was. She was so angry because black women are the least sought after and black men are the least sought after as well. And she wanted to make it seem like black guys was the cause of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Black guys should be with black women. She even goes as far as to say that if you want to repair the culture, then for the black woman's mistake for having another kid, you should step in and be the kid's stepfather if you want to repair the culture. I was like, what?
What?
I mean,
that can't be for everybody, though.
She probably had something fucked up happen to her on the line.
But she said that the reason why black women act the way that they act because they were so strong with black men and black men didn't care. We were so crazy with the Beckys and the white chicks and shit like that, and low end white chicks at that, which is true. You see a lot of black guys with some fat ass white chicks. I mean, I'm like,
that's because I still know. That's why.
I was like, the reason why nobody wants black. Here's what happened. Let me just say this before we really go into the topic. Black women shitted on black men and made all these fucking stereotypes that every other race saw.
They generalized
it. And of course, every other race, if you're black or if you're not black, see, black people tend to be trendsetters. That's what they tend to be.
Man, let me tell you something, man. This dude, God rest his soul, he lived upstairs from me, right? Him and this girl used to get in fights all the time, man. And he was the nicest dude ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never seen him in a wrong type of light. And the day before he got killed, I talked to him and he was like, "Man, I think she gonna get me killed by the police and such and such." Cause she used to call the police on him. And the next day she called the police on him. It was in the news. And they went upstairs and they shot his ass. You know what I'm saying? So women be doing some crazy shit out here, man.
They do a lot of things, and it's both. It's I'm gonna tell you this. It's both, but there's a caveat with that. But they started that type of narrative that black guys wasn't shit and we were leaving them. But it takes two to tango. You fucking with dudes that ain't about shit, and you get that quality. And then you get mad at your decision. You generalizing, yeah, there's some black men, there's some of them that's good. I ain't gonna hold you, there's some of them, but black men, and it's like, You just brush that shit under the rug, basically. About this some black guys and stuff like that.
Some of them are hypocrites though. Some will say that shit to your face, and next thing you know, they
still fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. She was so her thing was she said maybe you need to stop holding up black men and go with other races. I'm like, yo, other races don't want to fuck with you either. And I'm not saying that for like black hating on black women. But you got to look at yourself, even with black men. You got to look at yourself. Why don't black other races want to fuck with black women? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? You got to really look at it. And they don't want to admit to why other races don't want to fuck with black women. They are hard to get along with. That's the culture. And when it comes to black men, we're known to be deadbeats. Yeah. We're known to be, not saying that we are, but that's the stereotype. We're deadbeats. We're fuck boys. We don't want to, we out in the streets and all sorts of shit. And I hate to say it, but that's what they were saying, because that's what black women predominantly be saying, that black men, but yet they still want black men.
Yeah. You hit on a good note there. Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? So the thing is, a lot of red pill talk on YouTube is about putting down women in general. And I don't think that's, unless you want to be gay, I don't think that's the way to go. Right? You know what I'm saying?
No, for real.
You know what I mean? You gotta live with them. So you gotta change course. Unfortunately, a lot of these women, white, black, Asian, all of them are damaged. All of them are.
Some are just bitter.
They're bitter because of the damage that they made stupid ass mistakes. And now
the wrong people.
Here's the thing.
Or some of them be listening to their damn girlfriends. I hate that shit.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a wild dude. I went to a new beach this summer.
Yeah, right? He's a wild dude.
I went there. Here's the reason why. Because I'm trying to reverse my own damage that I had before, right? And what I mean is that I was raised in a single and just a single mom house with 6 of my sisters. No father whatsoever for the entirety of my whole childhood, right? Yeah. And what they ended up telling me was completely contrary to what women actually wanted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of shit had to reverse. I went to this beach to reverse, to allow me to feel like I wanted to go there to be completely exposed physically and mentally. Yeah. I have a lot of insecurities. I don't think I look good enough. I don't think I'm tall enough. I don't think I make enough money. And when you go to a setting like that, right, you have to come to
it fucks you up.
You have to come to ahead to what you are. You have to get over it. Whatever insecurity you have, you got to get over it. It throws you into the fire, essentially. That was my reason, not to get bitches. But I did get bitch. Did get a couple of them. She saw that thingy thing swing blowing in the wind. She was like, I ain't gonna hold you. This girl, I'm being honest. I was talking to random people, right?
Yeah.
And I talked to these 2 chicks, butt ass naked. She had a waist covered. And she had her titties out. She had a little bar ring, stuff like that. We were sitting talking. And I was like, shit ain't going nowhere. I just want to get used to just talking to people in this particular setting. So I walked away. I said, oh, you guys take care. And I walked to another area. This black chick followed me. She was like, yo, you say you going to Texas? I live in Texas. So she followed me. So I got her number. The next day, I fucked the shit out of her. It didn't go well, but that's what I did. But
hey, look, at some point in life, you do have awkward man moments. You gotta go swimming every once in a while.
See, I say that because, like I said before, you gotta understand, because society is telling women they can't do any wrong, and I mean that even their fuck ups are not wrong. So them fucking with a guy that has no intention of wifing them the fuck up, it's still not wrong. It's still the guy's fault. Shit like that. So because society is pushing them into a certain direction, if you are single, you still have to, you gotta handle a situation differently because the women are damaged nowadays because of this. Because now they come into a realization like the world has lied to me. People don't want X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? You look at girls and they got these long ass fucking 6-inch daggers for fucking fingernails, fucking Asian fans for eyelashes and shit like that. Like no man wanted that shit. Like, why are you doing that? We don't want that. But I don't know why they do it. But that's not the part of the conversation. The part of the conversation is knowing what you can bring to a table. So that when a girl asks, what do you have? You know what you know. I know I'm in shape. I know I got some guap, some money. You gotta show your worth to some degree. You know what I'm saying? And me and Ken talk about this shit a lot. I know Ken was probably pissed off with me earlier today. I had to talk about that shit later. I know you were fucking heated. You was like, this is a negative motherfucker. Yo, he always talking about some negative shit. I need somebody positive in my life because what did R. Kelly say? I'm fighting for my fucking life, man. You gonna sit there and add that extra glaze to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't put it like that.
No, he did. But like if you don't have a girl and you kept her for a long time, the type of women nowadays is all over the place. It's all fucked up. And it's how the world has made them. But like it made men into bitch ass pussies too. So I used to complain to myself about me actually, what was it? I don't listen to people typically. I do listen to them, but I don't initially listen to them. Let me put it that way. And so the situation has it, right, that I have to do certain things to get better results, right? I can't just put up some gym pictures on a fucking dating app and keep it moving because of the way I look. You know what I'm saying? I look automatically like a fuck boy. Automatically. So women are not going to respond. In order for me to adapt to the situation, I have to honestly put in extra work. I play a lot of video games. I got to slim that down. And I know I don't really want to do that shit. That's why I'm like, I'm single by choice because I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do that. And the stuff that people need to understand is all about image with women. Women look at things and they create stories, as you already know. You can tell a girl, I'm going to, huh?
I mean, you saying you having problems with girls, right? Basically.
Not necessarily. It's my issues. It's my issues.
The way my older brother told me how to get girls is you start from the bottom and work your way up.
Oh, what do you mean bottom? Let me. What do you mean bottom?
You start off with the joints that's insecure. You scope out the ones that's like that you can fuck it like real easy.
See, but that's the thing though. And you're absolutely.
And then over time you work your way up.
I get you. But you know what though? I get you. Let me put it this way. Because of the person that I am is the reason why the issues are occurring. I don't like tattoos. I don't smoke or do any fucking drugs. I need to shave the shit off my head. I don't want to do any of those things. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain image that women like. It is what it is. And I'm just bucking the trend left and right. I'm just being honest with you. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. If I'm texting a girl, I don't want to just stop everything that I'm doing and text her because it's all about attention. Right. The amount of attention that they want, I don't want to give out. So I don't even start. In terms of what you were referring to, starting from the bottom, that used to work about 7 years ago. But you know what society did to make everybody feel so comforting and everybody's a fucking queen. I don't give a fuck how fat you are or how ugly you are. Somebody gonna like it. And you a 10. You a 10 across the board.
Hey, look, I've been out the market for a long time, bro.
I'm trying to explain to you what it is, and a lot of people don't want to fucking tell you what it is. This is the journey that Ken and I.
This generation is too damn sensitive.
I'm just trying to tell you this. Just look, I'm being honest. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, right? And people, look, you guys had somebody else leave. Oh, you said the girl isn't the queen because she fat. Oh, you fat shame. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, look at I tell you what. Back then, when I was like 18, 19, when I was out there just running wild, just getting pussy, man. You got to get your mind state like you don't give a fuck about their feelings. You know what I'm saying? When a girl used to call me crying, I ain't give a fuck about her. You know what I'm saying? Move on to the next.
That's the thing. Yeah. Me and Ken was talking about that because we were raised almost old school. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of things that's old school, we have to modernize. They do not. I seen the fucking Twitter account where she was like, I just want my man to show his sensitive side. Well, guess what, guys? She put this shit on blast. Guess what, guys? He showed me his sensitive side, and I'm totally like disgusted with him. Like he's not a man to me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I would have been like, I'm gonna show you something sensitive, right? Fuck out of here.
Yo, that's bitches, bro. These are yo, I can't, bro. I can't. These are some what you gotta do, bro. Like I've been saying in the other thing, bro. Oh, this nigga wants to talk.
No, go on. My bad. I clicked my the headset. Continue, please.
What I was saying is like, okay, bro. Like if you're looking for a woman, right? That you don't have to sacrifice anything, right? That's one thing that I learned. I was in a situation where like I was by myself. I was rediscovering myself just like you are, going on like a journey and stuff, trying to put myself back out there. But like in that moment, I told myself like, this is like you said, this is what you have to offer. Like the topic is talking about, like these are the things I have to offer. This is what I can stand for. This is what I have, and this is how I'm going to do it. If you don't like it, then I'm just going to keep it moving. And that's why you got to do it nowadays, especially nowadays, bro. You just got to keep it moving.
Man.
If they're not fitting into your mold, you just keep it moving.
Are you married? Are you married yourself?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, currently, yes, I am.
Yeah, okay. Just be yourself, man.
Now, like I said before, how long? Let me ask you this: how long you been married?
So right now it's going on like 2 years. 2 years.
2 years. Okay. Puka, what's going on, man?
What up, fellas?
What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man. Great topic. I gotta say that settling though is part of the maturation process. If you look at like women, right? Little girls, I think is good. They grow up, they want a prince, and then they want a ball player, and then they want a doctor. Then they want a nigga with a good job. Then you just want a nigga who ain't gonna hit you and not cheat on you and shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just settling. So I think at some point you got to realize that you're going to have to, as you get older, man, like you're going to have to settle for something. Goddamn, you can't be out here just waiting on Mrs.
Look, let me say this. You are absolutely right, Puka, right? My eyes are changing. You know what I mean? I've seen some fucked up shit, man. And each day that goes by, I'd be like, maybe. I could probably fuck with that. Bitch be fucked up. I could do it. It's okay. I could do it. You know what I'm saying? As you get older, your standards drop. It's just what it is. And I don't mind that. I don't mind the standard dropping. But here's the thing, a guy still gotta meet a woman halfway. It is so easy to blame somebody nowadays as well. It's so easy. It's so easy to blame somebody.
I wouldn't say your standards drop as you get older. I think your standards shift, right? And what's important shifts. Like when I was y'all age or whatever, not your age, but young fella age. When I was 20 and shit, man, I was 6'4", 220, man. I wasn't about to be running around here with no fat bitch or no shit like that. I mean, edit that, take that out. No big girl, nothing like that.
No, fuck that. I ain't doing no politically correct shit. This is world sensitive as it is, man. You want to hear that shit raw as it is. I'm tired of this shit.
Now I'm 40, right? And I don't mind if a chick is, I mean, I sound like big girls, but I don't mind if a chick, got some weight on her, man, because what's more important to me now is how does she spend her money? How is she? Well, most chicks treat me, most people treat you well. So like, how are you taking care of your shit? Like, what are your philosophies about, fucking future gains and all this other shit? You know what I mean? So it's a shift of importance, not so much standards drop. I think, to be honest, man, if I looked at my standards now as a 40-year-old man versus 20-year-old, I think my standards have increased a lot, because back in the day, man, I just want a motherfucker who looked good and who's had a fat ass.
So your standards is you put, just like the Souls game, you put your stats in a different. I mean, you put your points in a different stat. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, basically.
You did it. You re-rolled. You're on New Game Plus.
Right.
And you put your stats in the different one. You used to have a strength class. You're like, oh, maybe I can do magic. I think magic is more.
Don't get it twisted. Now I'm 40 and I ain't married, so No,
and you told me some things in the past, but I wanted to tell anybody that hears this shit: the market is not the same. If you have a girl, shut up. I don't want to be mad about it, but if you have a girl, it's not the same. I hate to say it though. I don't want to discredit you guys, but the market shifts so crazy. It was too fast for me. Let me tell you, the shit that I used to do or get away with is not possible now. I used to do some wild fucking shit, man. I'm talking, well, Anyway, so
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, man. Like, it's so funny. Like at 40, I get more women now at 40 than I did at 25.
Yes, and I wanted to kind of tell Ken that, because Ken, he's late. He's behind me in terms of age. We cool, but like when you get a certain age, you can't. I'm starting to see it now. It gets to a point where there's a certain swag you have with age, with a certain age, where they just be like, oh, who that? I guess you finally gain your confidence.
You know what, gang? I think that's I'm a lot more confident now, because one, I don't give a fuck. I know you don't give a fuck through and through, and you only get that shit with age. Yeah. Like, I could always get some pussy. Now, I've been able to get some pussy since I started fucking, man. I've been good at getting pussy, man. Like, I'm tall, I'm funny, and that works, right? I'm a decent looking guy, so it works. I've always been able to get some pussy, man. But now, it's like, now I got some, and it's gonna sound bad, but fuck it. Now I got a little. Obviously I ain't rich, but I got a little bit of money in my pocket, man. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, man, that shit, like,
because you know what it is. Because you know what it is.
I got my own house. And when I'm talking to chicks, man, I'm talking about shit that's important to me, which is like, what is your shit looking like? And women love that shit, because like, oh shit, this nigga talk about he got his shit together. And like, what's important to me is like, if we get together, what your student loans look like, and what's the plan to get those paid off? Because we can't get married if you got this big debt. And boy, women love that shit. And I'm just, and that's what I'm about though. You see what I'm saying?
So, yeah. And that's exactly why the topic is what it is. Before we close out, I'm so glad we have this conversation, because I feel like this kind of talk, contrary to what everybody's always saying, I have to say this one more again. Spaces is not bad. It's not. There's this talk going around about Spaces, right? About how Spaces is basically for clout and shit like that. I think you can have some decent conversations with Spaces, and people could just jump in. Like, I am glad that Knight jumped in here. I'm absolutely glad that he jumped in here.
No problem. Find him anytime.
He just found me. I don't know how the fuck he found me, but he added so much to the conversation. I'm following his ass. Hold on. He added so much to the conversation that it elevated the whole conversation. And it's something that you can't do with a lot of other platforms. I mean, I don't want to run the space forever and ever. Don't get fucked up. But like, it's still, it still has a purpose. But the purpose of this space this is what I wanted to tell Ken, because I know Ken probably didn't want to talk to me about this shit. He was like, yo, if I talk to him, he gonna bring that shit up, and I don't want to talk about it. You ain't going la 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 la. I don't want to hear nothing. Stop trying to brainwash me, So always negative.
Nah, it's not like that.
Yeah, well, it is. You always negative. Always talk about what can't be positive for a change.
You fucking cynic.
You cynic bitch. So I wanted to say this. You left me a text message, and I want to say this. Look, I could get the woman. I just don't want to. I don't want to spend the time. That's in my head. I'm like, I don't feel like just splitting my time away, right? For some shit that I just, it's just stuff like that. But I've been doing some raggedy shit. I've been telling everybody, because my sister be telling me, well, how don't you got a bitch yet? And stuff like that. And I'd be like, well, I tried the dating apps. This shit don't work. What you mean it don't work? I mean, you got your own place. You got a decent car. You got money. How come it don't work? Oh, they don't like me. Probably because I'm black, but not black enough. I don't know what the fuck it is. But that's what I thought. That's what I was telling myself. But in the back of my head, I knew. In the back of my head, I knew exactly what the fuck it was. I had these fuck boy ass pictures of me in the fucking bathroom taking a picture with my phone. And thinking that was going to, well, bitches like bodies and shit like that. Who cares? Nigga, I need to really have kind of professional pictures done. I travel, but I don't travel. But everywhere I travel, I'm just a lone star in that case. I like traveling by myself. People are like, you going there? Nah, I'm going by myself. I always tell people I'm going by myself. And you know what I'm saying? I like to do that whole traveling thing. But how the fuck is somebody going to take a picture of you if you don't have the person taking a picture of you? So I got to professionally do those things. And you got to look the part. You do. You got to look the part. You don't have to completely compromise yourself, but you got to feel like you are worth something inside and out. And over time, as you get older, you get this confidence where you stop. And I don't want to call it confidence. You just don't give a fuck who thinks what, why, where, or how. You just don't care. You know what I'm saying? You know what you know. And I'm trying to get everybody on board early. Know what you know early. And it just makes the world a difference. Because if you walk around like you're the shit without being an asshole, everyone's going to notice you. It is what it is. But you can't look like a sloppy piece of shit. It's just, people get mad. Oh, I walked into a car dealer place with rags on and they didn't even say anything to me. I'm sorry, but people they're visual. If you look like you thrown the fucking together, you ain't going to get shit. I'm sorry, you're not. You're going to have to look the fucking part. And that's what I was telling my friend and telling myself low key. I can't just be doing these fucking shirtless pictures all the fucking time. That don't work. Look at a fuck boy. I gotta have some class. So that's why I wanted to kind of come up with this particular subject. Listen, guys, thank you so much for being in this space. I really appreciate you guys. It really does help.
No problem, man.
With these things. And again, we do this every Thursday. In this particular case, like I have my own shit on Saturday, but this one, we talk about these particular subjects on Thursday. It's more PlayStation centric on these Thursdays at 8:00. So if you guys ever want to tune in and see that shit, yo. And also it's on YouTube as well at PlayStation Culture. So it's there. All of this is recorded. If you missed a little piece of it, it is there. Really good conversation, guys. Does anybody have anything else to say about any of the topics before we jump out of this bitch?
Nah, man. Thanks for having me and just inviting me the next time you have one. And I wish you the best on your endeavors, bro.
Not a problem. I followed you, yo, so you'll be able to know. If you follow me back, you'll be able to know I'm jumping in. Yo, what's going on, Pablo?
Yo, what's up, Pablo?
Puka, yo, what's good?
Man, life's good.